Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is probably the biggest game of the day, the week, the month, the year. Probably it's what everyone's been waiting for. It's the low grand finals. We've got ourselves a couple interesting teams. Let's say we got your boys Deputies, which is the Russian team whose name is, I've been informed, Deputies. So we're gonna be saying that, and then we've got War Rats as well. I'm eepily, joined today with Wiethoofd on production. Dum here, he's gonna be talking some absolute garbage with me as well, and I'm interested because some people are getting fired up about this game.
Yeah, it should be funny for the future, I guess. If you're on YouTube, Scout on the Russian team has been banned just before the match, which is very good timing. I think like 2 hours beforehand, so that's very comedic timing in my opinion.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that just will add to the fire here. But I mean they've played well so far. Certainly, if they're any good, then they can still make do without one scout here, you would imagine. I mean, most people can play well with one merc, and they have, as far as I can tell, just an old player coming back, I believe, from the past lineup. So, for what it's worth, the lineup is still looking strong here, and they should still be able to perform. So far, half the season, they are, I don't think quite undefeated, but more or less unstaged throughout the entire season. Here, dropped 3 points against a 4th placing team, and did also win the head-to-head against Warriors in the past before.
Damn. Just that easy. Just that easy. It would be, in fairness, right? Of all the dumb things to happen, it would be probably the funniest outcome to get your scout banned like a couple hours before your game and then to still win somehow. Am I correct in thinking it's Dippy as the replacement?
Should be, I believe. We'll see in a second, I guess, when the game goes live proper. But yeah, I mean, War Rats also had a similarly strong season. For context, this is 1st and 2nd place in the low division here. Both teams playing exceptionally well so far. Even having a back-to-back grand finalists here, which I feel like shouldn't be the case, but here we are anyway.
Well, you don't want to criticize people too much, but turns out hard stuck low grand finals is a thing. It is a thing, Just be aware of it, Let's not care about the players and the teams for just a second. Let's talk maps, because I think we've got a couple minutes before we go live. As you can see, we will be starting off here on Product, which is always good fun, especially in the old lower divs, because things just kind of go off the rails a little bit. But alongside Vardak, we will be seeing ourselves. I'm going to double check my information. So this will be Product into Metalworks and a possible Snakewater Decider. So couple kind of shenanigans, Snakewater's like the most classic map. That's the 3rd map kind of situation though, so it will be interesting. And considering we're starting off Product and they have a replacement scout, that's probably gonna be like a little bit of a question mark, because Product and Scout class, it's pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess, if the old lineup can live up to the task here, and if, I guess, Strife and Legatus can perform as well. Strife obviously made low playoffs finals last season, while Legatus has played in higher divs in the past before, but is very inactive these days, I believe, is what happens to him. Is Italian, so we have to live up to the fear of Pastor Scout returning and the spirit of Sorix taking over him. Will be interesting. The way I see it, though, is normally whenever a product gets picked in playoffs in any division, it's just going to be a big mess of a game. I think the only game that was like close recently was the one mid game I've seen in playoffs. However, everything else normally just ends in a roll, because one team just vastly overestimates how good they are, and the other team just didn't ban it because they're just fine with it and just are better.
Just believing in themselves. This was so I do believe it was Deputies that did pick Product. It was not our War Rat boys. So there you go. That may have some indication about this game, may not really make any difference at all. I seem to remember you were saying a couple seasons ago there was a period of time where Open was just dominated by like perma heavies on every Vardak game. I want to see some shenanigans a little bit, because these are solid players here. However, like, this is still low, right? Like, I still want to see some weird stuff happening.
I mean, that's just inherently going to happen just by a lack of communication, maybe just having some wrong ideas about how you should play things, which just happens. That's just how the world goes here. Will be interesting to see how Product goes. After that, more traditional maps, Metalwork and Snake. A lot of Metal and Snake, I think, this playoff season. It's actually kind of strange almost to see those two maps particularly so much, especially Metalworks, which just hasn't been here all that much in Europe, like, 3 seasons in a row now, and one at some point a year ago. So, I mean, it's been there, but it's surprising to see it just be so favored for people now.
I don't know what it is. I swear, like, the only map I've played for the past, like, month has somehow been, like, Metalworks. And it's like, I think, it's, like, fine. There's some good things, there's some bad things. It's, like, basically a map full of doorways and stuff. It's kind of, whatever. But I seem to be, like, really, really into it right now, so don't know, maybe this is the beginning of European TF2 possibly adopting a slightly different map. Ooh.
We'll see. I mean, if anything, new Gully is in the works as well, which is still Gully, but fixed like processes. I've just seen it earlier in the German Mixed Cup they're doing over in... I don't know, I don't think anyone's streaming it right now, but I might be streaming it tomorrow again. I guess for anyone interested, German Mixed Cup is happening with a lot of Germans and German adjacent people.
German adjacent people. Yeah, no, that's fair. All
Anything
right.
that can speak some words at least.
Good enough, good enough. I think we're going to be going live in a couple of seconds. Are you going to hesitate to guess a random prediction? I mean, at this point, it's more or less tossing a coin, but I'm happy to just go with whatever you don't think is correct.
Oh, I want to see a big old mess that goes to 3, so I want to say both teams win their map pick here.
Damn, okay. Absolute wrong. Absolute wrong. We're going to be finding out, though. We're going to be rolling out here. This will be our low grand finals here. Deputies versus Warats. Going to be starting off here on off product. Both teams playing towards their own side. No one going super aggressive just yet. Quite considerable damage. Side of these boys in red, but we're getting healed up. Only now do we see the deep bomb directly onto Nurse 1. Nice heavy rocket, but Little Serve's actually going to take Nurse completely away, even picking up that frag as well. So heals won't be close for Warats. The big commit bomb is coming in from Black, but he's going to get taken down as well. And now suddenly this repush is going to be pretty difficult. We do see the Russians backing up just a little bit. The deep bomb from Light. He's picking up Nurse, and that's going to be all that's written for this mid fight. Only couple tail end little players going to be cleaned up. Legatus is going to get taken down. Oh, just before getting his own frag, so not ideal.
Alright, well that's a big advantage at least for Deputies already. It's going to be very, very helpful in fact to just keep the timer alive right now, already taking down here first few seconds. Not a big deal just yet to come back from Warats, but we'll have to chew through this Uber, and that's gonna potentially take quite a while here. They're just building it on, so I would assume there's a sack wave on the way here.
Oh, what year is it? Oh my days, yep, that is a actually pretty successful one. We do lose 3. We do see Zoid on the back line. It's going for, ooh, nearly a nice little airstrike. It's actually just going to delay his death, which is, it's kind of not really what you want. He's not going to be able to push directly with the rest of his team, but because of how they're building, won't really make much of a difference. So, not too bad. They got the Uber out there. They're going to have themselves about a 60-ish% Uber advantage. But in all of that, our Russian friends aren't going to care too much. They've had about, a minute free off the clock.
Yeah, that's plenty of time, and the push still has to work first of all, and if this Uber just gets forced a little earlier, that might be nice. Losing players already is not what Deputies want to see, though. Warats can probably walk this in a tad bit easier. Now everyone's far back right now as well, so I wouldn't imagine big bombs coming through, just some spam to make it difficult, but yeah, like you said, I'm going to be very happy about this already. Half timer more or less off the table here, and there comes the bomb through by 1-2, is trying to get in for the force. We'll find it very quickly here. Gets the damage going, and that's just great news from all around. They can probably just make a quick play here, and in fact, we'll just pop and dropping so many people for it.
That is kind of pretty sad. Somehow works out. We do see the pipes coming out, taking down Nurse, and they will be cleaning up Roz as well, but they're all just getting absolutely annihilated by these Warrat players. That is pretty brutal there. And now they're going to find themselves medics spawning equal, so heals will get there pretty similar timing. Ubers are going to be about as equal as you want. The only thing that will matter is that the demo for Warats isn't quite up just yet, so if the Russians want to go, they kind of need to start taking position on point literally right now, otherwise their window will disappear.
Let's see if they can do it. The push is coming forward already here, and with Zoid going down, this is going to be a lot easier for Deputies actually. Very much so, in fact. Everyone's far back already. They don't want to take this fight too much. He's still dropping a few more players, in fact, on the side of Warats here, but at least they get Nurse out alive. She needs to live for this to go anywhere at all for the side of Warats. They really need this Uber to make a fight with as well. Certainly last one went well enough, but we'll see how it goes. Black picking up the sniper rifle. Very interesting to see against the forward hold. You really don't have much of a sightline here.
No, not really, and yeah, he's just going to kind of get cleaned up by that one scout hiding all the way towards main. So there you go back to spawn a little bit, go change to a better class. We do see Zoid going in nice and deep, getting good damage. Not quite killing this medic. And actually, in all of this, somehow Nurse is the one that goes down.
Yeah, oh, that just goes deep. That's huge for them. But the counter push comes in, and the scouts are just walking everything. You talked about scouts being pretty good on this map, and if you have good scouts, that's helping even more. We'll chew up some players. We'll get the Uber out of the equation as well. So it's going down here, but that's certainly for a worthy price in the end. However, time is running away from them. As much as they're evening things out, they're just not on the cap right now.
No, they're not. This is a little bit tricky with that late death on Legatus. He's basically going to be nowhere near the fight there at all, and this should be Yeah, there should be deputies just looking to keep control of this. Honestly, any frags at this point would be looking great for them. 30 seconds left on the clock. Somehow the demo's just only now getting taken down, but it kind of trades out as well. This is just turning into scrappy fights all the way towards point. They do get these couple key frag draws and Strife both going down. It is now an absolute monumental fight, and I don't see your boy Legatus cleaning up any more. No, yeah, they're just getting mulched.
Well, the medic does live. At the very least, Legatus way further back than the medic there. A little bit of miscommunication will get the medic caught, but maybe they can just fight through. They need, like you said, a huge win on this fight right now, but you have so much less health to work with here. It's going to be virtually impossible for this damage to just come out of nowhere, especially the longer this takes, the better these heals become, and this has taken quite a while already. Black with some damage in the end will not even quite find the medic though, and that's just going to run down the timer here.
Yeah, very, very nicely done there first round, even using the Uber just to secure, you know, no chance of any block or anything like that. So first round going solidly in the way of deputies, and they're looking pretty decent there. You know, it isn't a case it was like a complete roll or anything, but even still, they just kind of kept control the whole time.
Yeah, they were winning so many individual fights as well. I think that's a huge detriment for Warlords right now. They just need to play better as a team if they can't beat them individually, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. If you take like 1v1s and you're not winning them on Viaduct, like just I don't know, just like change what you're doing. That's like just the stupidest thing in the world. Going into the second mid though, we do see again no one going for that massive initiation, some jumping back and forth from these Russian soldiers, but no one going for that big old commit. No one on the side of Warrat actually looking to really do anything at all. Only now do the big bombs come in. Russians again doing lots of damage and importantly forcing all these players back. Draws goes all the way towards point. He tries to clean up as much as he could, but will get taken down. The rest of his players though finding considerably more success as they just charge forward. All now on Vorobay, and yeah, they're going to be hyper-aware things going straight back to spawn. Nurse living there is going to be a very, very nice start to the round.
Yeah, Warlords was just much more aware of the bombs coming forward than last time, just made sure that nothing much happens to that. They were willing to give up the space as well, because they knew Black was hiding in connector for the bomb through as well on their own part, and while they spent two people not getting the medic, he just does it by himself, and now the counterfacts really have to get going to that. But that's the drop right there! Can't react to both rockets at the same time connecting. Nice sync damage will be huge for them. Everyone else dying as well is unfortunate, but the slowest medic lives, it might be fine, but he's so far forward.
Oh my god! Actually, literally everyone is dying at this point. Somehow, at the tail end. So we're seeing both medics go down as well. Like this is going to get landed on point. Is going to possibly even get this frag. And the demo's behind him. He's not even aware of it. Does he? Oh, so close to cleaning that up. Okay. So, we do see Warrats going down there. They'll lose control of point. That means they will get faster spawns. Medics spawning basically equal means Ubers aren't really going to be in it. This is just going to be an opportunity for Warrats to go forward. Any single frag here is going to be good for them, and they can keep on pushing forward.
It's going to be difficult though. Most of the deputies have rolled up already, making this really, really difficult right now. Dross is going down already here, and they're not going to stop just yet on deputies. Like, they want blood, and they are finding most of it behind the point here.
Yeah, that is... It's just, again, another, like, super deep bomb from Light goes in, picks up Nurse very, very easily, and even gets out of it alive as well. Black going to be cleaned up right at the end. That's like another 12-second spawn where they don't have people ready to go. Draw's just walking at stickies because, you know, why not? Just absolutely just zero respecting this foothold. We do see the Russians get forced back a little bit, but they're rotating these players in, getting considerable damage again. Yeah, they need to just chill, I think. I think they just need to chill, get the Uber. They're going to be looking pretty comfortable in this round regardless.
Cut Ross some slack. The man's probably older than both of us combined. But yeah, I mean, hey, the calls are coming through. They're forward holding. They hopefully know how to deal with this. Certainly didn't last too long last time. So certainly you'd hope they can deal with this for now. No pyro, anything that you usually see on the break here. They're just building away. Maybe just opting for an immediate fight here with the Uber instead. But no, it's once again the sniper. It's so strange to see this, but maybe they believe in the fact that if the present sniper gets through the sideline, it just forces people back.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, obviously, you know, most of the time when you get a sniper on Viaduct, it's when you have control of point to maintain control of point. We do see, actually, yeah, the more we talk about sniper, the more he's just like, all right, fine. I feel like his team's basically saying to him, just go the regular class if you don't mind. We're taking a bit trade. We'll see what's going on. They can't, like, waste time as well, because all of this time, it's just taken down for the Russians. They're picking up draws once again, even trading out for the soldiers, not going to matter much at all. Nurse using that Uber way earlier. So the Russians, even 2 down, they're going to have just so much better than Uber. And if they pick up Nurse at the tail end of this, I'm going to be screaming.
Staying too long. Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. They're just in way too deep for this to work at all, and they're just getting caught immediately. Nicely juggled by the DuMmTm and clean up by the rest of the team. 50 on a 6k before they go down here, but that's just fine. They just have to fend off a few more nasty players here. Rosters falling in the end here. At least claims 1 kill, but that's changing very little right now with the timer going down to last 40 seconds. With the blue medic living this, having huge advantage without even needing this to go into overtime to get it as well.
Yeah, like, so they basically need to go right now. If you're on the side of Warrat, picking up that 1 frag, that's going to be nice. You need to go before this Uber comes up. 60% already, so they're going to be going straight towards point. Take this control, if possible, get someone deep, but bare minimum, they need to weather this storm, get their own Uber as well, because this is going to be like... Okay, so they get control of point, they get the demo as well. Deep Soldier Zoid is going to try and do what he can. Not going to be enough, though. They have so much to deal with when this Uber comes in. Like, if they get caught here by the Uber, like, again, it'll be, like, just an absolute, like, disaster kind of situation. You need to prevent this Uber from doing anything too much.
Just way deep there, gets onto Nurse so much damage, doesn't quite find the kill. They just want to go in before they even have, before they're ready to go as well, and people get caught for it.
Oh my, what are the Russians doing? They've just fed 3 players for no reason. Did they not realize they have Uber advantage? This is looking so good for them, and they literally just throw it away. What?
Maybe the band player was the main call.
Oh, big questions, big questions. And actually, in that, basically, Nurse is about to get their own Uber as well, 90%. This is going to turn into a trade. This seemed like the freest round, and they literally have just thrown it away, 97%. By the time this Uber comes in, yeah, Nurse is going to be getting their own, and this should be just looking really, really good for them.
We'll see how it goes for now. Both teams just trying to scramble. Like, it just finds a kill in the Uber. Player behind Zoid going down here as well, but they're forcing people back with that positioning. Obviously, in the position there gets a kill at least, but the bombs are coming through regardless. They're demo down, they don't care, they want these kills. Nurse on point, easy kill to get here. Now, suddenly now, nobody has heals. This is just going to be a matter of the scouts hitting shots here. Black trying to come in once again from connector, but just shut down in time. Stripe in, not too late in fact. Almost was, but Medic can't disappear behind the rock.
I mean, it's decent, but it isn't really everything. 8 seconds left on the clock, just only these spawners coming in for the side of Warrat. They need to go basically straight towards a point. Nurse is just going to get nuked, like it's going to run for stickies, you know, as is sometimes the way, and they're just getting mulched. Absolutely mulched. 2-0 already. This first match looking to be quick.
Yeah, everyone just hit the one shot they needed to hit at the end. One quick pipe was trap on point. Medic getting spawn cam just in case it matters, I guess. If you need the heal advantage later on. Everything just falling together there really nicely. And Deputies, looks like they picked this map for a good reason. Looking really strong on it so far. Another mid, another chance to get away with a good lead here. Couldn't quite do it last time. Let's see if Allred still has a read on him here.
Oh my god, Light is just able to do literally whatever they want. Like, it's insane the amount of work that Light's been doing this game. Just like jump in, get a frag, jump out again, seemingly just invulnerable, still living this mid. I'm actually a bit tilted by the fact that this man just like seems to be like invisible to some of these players.
I mean, being invisible is really, really strong. That's why Spy can't attack while they're doing it, but if you don't use your eyes, it's basically the same thing for your opponent as a benefit as well. So, gotta make sure you see everything here. That's why we're in a lot of vision. Sometimes you just miss crucial things here. I mean, we'll see a Sniper once again as it comes to break the forward hold. Still a questionable decision from my perspective, but I mean, the forward holds haven't lasted all too long, so there's maybe some merit here. Also, Strife is just behind, so that's a thing.
He is. I mean, yeah, you know, go for it, buddy. I guess he is going to go try to get something towards this medic. He gets like 40 damage before getting kind of nuked. And now this... Yeah, I mean, I absolutely respect what Warrats are doing. They do manage to get that body shot off, so the sniper is starting to be a little bit active. They know they're not winning these fights normally, so they need to do something a little bit different. I get that, but it is difficult in this situation. They do manage to actually... Look at this going really, really solid there, picking up both soldiers. Uber does get forced off, but this is very, very doable. They can at least get control of point. Draws his forward though, and I'm scared. I'm scared that he's going to feed again.
At least putting up a trap, but not all the way forward, so falling back. His sniper established, it's worth something at least. Black picking up the sniper rifle on the point now, not in fact off the point, but... No, actually decides against it. I guess they're more scared of the bombs coming through than expecting the medic to be anywhere here, which is probably a reasonable assumption. There's no reason for the medic to not pop their head until they use anyway, so let's see where this is heading for Deputies right now.
We do see once again the sniper on the pushing team. Fair enough, Voro is going to be on sniper. Uber does come in though for the Russians, picking up Zod very easily. Stripe as well. Nurse does seem to be caught actually towards this right hand side, all the way by Cliff. These players should be so easily. Pop him straight up. Oh, nice little shot there. Cleaning up the medic, and once again, it's just looking like player, Uber, everything advantage for the Russians.
Yeah, that's just brilliant for them there. you really need some pressure on Walrus's side to force the super early and get your medic out of there, and they just gave them all the space in the world to do whatever they wanted. Maybe the sniper would have helped them at least with that, but for now, it's just the Russians putting up the sniper now. Warabay picking up the rifle here, trying to make this difficult for Warriors to engage at all, and mind you, with Nurse only now spawning, they have advantage anyway, which just wastes more and more time that they just don't have anymore.
No, absolutely not. You can see 100% why the Russians picked this. They're looking so confident. With the sniper and Uber advantage, it means they can play pretty passive. You do actually see Life characteristically getting caught out. At least they will trade it out alongside Dippy, so it's not too bad. We're seeing a lot of these players on the side of Walrats. They feel very incentivized. This is actually... Okay, I was going to get upset if that worked. That, I think, may have been one of the most uncoordinated sack waves I've ever seen. That was literally just 4 men, one by one. It's like, oh, I'll go in. Oh, I'll go in. Oh, I'll go in. None of them, like, come on, guys, you can't do that.
Well, you make it to mid playoffs twice and suddenly you have high standards on low players. I can't believe it. Anyway, well, it gives them at least a little bit of a chance here to try to stiff fight through, even if there's barely any time left after all this now. After all the funny shenanigans, they still have a chance here to make a play with, and Lightyear's going down. His health going down with your Demo Man is a huge detriment. Here comes the damage forward. 1-2s will get the force out pretty quickly, and this is just a matter of try to catch Ulya, which you will be forced out, but it's so much later once again.
It's looking pretty good. Oh, and we do see, yep, Nurse just get landed on instantly, no heals. So this is just looking all good right now for the Russians. 10 seconds left on the clock. Legatus and Droz have so much to do. Go on, Droz. Go on. No, not going to happen. Headshot rings out across the map, and that's going to be map 1 going comfortably to the deputies.
Yeah, I mean, just looking better for basically all of that, right? There was one good mid-fight, but apart from that, this was just their game the entirety of the time here. Just much more control, much more capable in the fights, it seems, as well. And certainly Walrat just looking a little bit helpless on the disadvantage stages as well. I mean, I mentioned it time and time again, but the fact that the first instinct on the forward hold is to pick up a sniper to try to get a mysterious angle somewhere is strange to me, and probably very indicative that that was just not well planned out here.
No, it was, yeah, there was considerable issues there. I think, honestly, to look at the numbers, I'm willing to bet that, like, the 2 biggest stats I want to see the Nurse deaths and the Droz deaths, because, like, obviously Demo and Medic are so hugely important, right? You play so much around the Ubers on Viaduct anyway, and having that consistent damage output of the Demo, both those things are super important. And Walrats just really didn't have that at all that game. Like, it was insane. They had basically constant disadvantage for most of the game. They didn't really have a Demo for most of the game, seemingly. It was just like, I don't know, coordination nightmare.
Yeah, and it just leaves the combo like non-existent as well, and it's just the rest of the team trying to fend for themselves. And if the other team just has heals, and that mattered a couple of times as well, where the combo just went down and suddenly it's just 4 people, 2 soldiers, 2 scouts left on their own. They have such an uphill battle to fight that is realistically just not winnable.
I will say, so looking at the numbers, we're seeing, yeah, like the meta comparison, 12 deaths as opposed to 4. Obviously, deputies were winning anyway, so it's not, like, obviously their medic was going to die less because they were in control more, right? Like, that makes sense. It's not just, oh, one medic's 3 times worse than the other. It doesn't work quite that same way, but that's still indicative of something serious. And Draws 3 for 18, like the highest deaths on the server, full stop. Again, as Demo, when you're losing control of situations and your team possibly are going for some fights they shouldn't necessarily go for, or just kind of, you know, aren't able to move forward as a unit effectively, like, you can just get, like, picked apart as a Demo. So again, it's a lot more an indication of an issue rather than, like, the exact issue. But there's also some times where your boy just basically ran in and fed, and you can't really afford to do that.
Yeah, you really can't. Games on product have a very set amount of time here they can take, and any time wasted is just time you'll never get back normally. So you need to make the most of what you're given, and certainly they could not do this right now. Gonna be a little bit different here. Sure, you still have a set amount of time, but a lot more generously so as well per round here. So maybe going to 5CP will do them some favors here. I remember them playing this in the last playoffs games here on Warrat, so certainly they have the confidence from those last few matches to go into a Metalworks game.
Yeah, obviously, you know, we do have to say first map, as much as it was commanding for the Russians, that was also their pick. Metalworks is the Warrats pick, so you would hope that if there's something which is going to kind of slot their team together just a little bit more, we would be likely to see on this map. And I definitely think, like we were saying, it seems to be played quite a bit. Like, a lot of teams seem to be picking them in playoffs, but at the same time, it's not a map like a gully in a process which people have played a million times and kind of everyone has figured out. there's like a huge disparity when it comes to skill level in playing Metalworks.
I mean, we've already established last week that apparently not everyone is good at Gully Wash, and people are scared of it.
Apparently, some people are really scared of Gully Wash and will exclusively first ban Gully Wash. Interesting.
Curious. I wonder why they would do that against teams that have 5 other players' teams. Weird.
Just don't.
Well, I mean, we all know you lost because you didn't get a second Kaitos blessing. That's the real reason, actually.
That's true.
Maybe Strife can invoke one real quick. He was active on Twitter before the game. Maybe he should go back real fast.
Go back to Twitter, get some of that Twitter love, you know? That's how it works.
Yeah.
How it works. I'm looking right now. I'm seeing am I crazy? I'm seeing a lot of Russians not on the server right now.
I mean, sometimes that just takes a while. I see one person joining, 2 people joining right now, so that is really slow. What else is new? Tier 2 players late to join? Crazy.
Wow, Tier 2 bad computers late to join? Interesting. There was some talk of a heavy fist fight for who plays red, so...
Oh, I'm down for that.
You know.
It literally doesn't make a difference on this map, but sure, let's do it.
Well, I don't know. I was going to try and provide a rationale. No, I really absolutely just doesn't matter.
The trick is to play on blue, so you shoot the red people, which gives you the psychological advantage because red means angry.
Right. Is that peer reviewed?
I think there actually was something like that like slightly favored like shooting red teams or something like that at some point. I don't know where that was. I think that was like a league thing or something, maybe Dota or something like that.
Oh god, not MOBAs, Jesus. Let's just move. Let's just
something
straight
like
past. I don't want to get involved.
It wasn't like a big difference, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know like when that was either, but I think I heard something about that.
Horrendous.
Will definitely not matter here at all, but you know, just a funny thing.
Alright, I'm seeing 12 on the server. I can't remember what was your prediction last time. Yeah, you predicted Russia's going to win, which you did very easily. What do you reckon? Are you going to be predicting map picks are going to take it? You know, are we seeing like a Walrats map 2 win, and then we're going all the way to Snakewater? Or do you think this will just kind of be a bit of a roll, and everyone will finish at night nice and early?
Oh, I want to see people push out of Snakewater last, so we need Walrats to win this.
All right, I like that.
Otherwise, what is life, right? Without people pushing Snakewater last. Like that is what life is all about.
We saw from the Prem games recently that apparently, like, yeah, Snakewater last it's just something magical, specifically like lower. You know, you have some of the best players in the world. Sometimes they just don't check lower. Sometimes, you know.
Oh wait, did that happen on Prem Game 2? I haven't watched it yet.
It did, and it was beautiful.
I watched the mid game at the same time, and that I mean not that happened, but also pushing out of Snakewater last being a big mistake happened. I guess twice on the same day. What a coincidence! Who would have thought?
Snakewater is just a cruel mistress, you know.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it doesn't even have snakes anymore. We need to change that. We get like pro versions for all the maps now, or like improved versions of all the maps that we're already playing, even the good ones, especially the good ones actually, just to make them better. Where's the snakes on Snakewater?
That's true. Someone at Khalid. Basically, get him to bring in the snakes, get him to bring in ideally some more water, make minor clipping changes, and then re-release it.
And then put saw blades on mid that you can run into.
Sure, why not? You know, people say that like 6s is like, you know, stale. Saw blades make things not stale. Yeah. I'm confused. Why are they not running
a smoke break? I guess that's my bad.
I think. See, I feel like TF2 players genuinely chain smoke because they learned it from 7. It worries me, right? It worries me the fact that so many kids looked up to iconic 7 players and have now developed crippling nicotine addictions.
You just want to say hi to them at LAN and they're just all smoking.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Well, as long as they're not doing any more illegal substances than that at LAN, it's all fine, I think. But nobody would ever do that.
No. What are you talking about right now? At admins, ignore everything you're saying. Don't listen to them. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm not particularly knowledgeable about the whole low scene. This is our moment while they're just not doing much. Give me the rundown of all the low drama. You know, couple or at least your top picks of low drama. Has anyone, I don't know, done anything really stupid this season?
I mean, somebody got banned for cheating, so there's that. That person also played in a game that had a double perma pyro game, 4 playoffs, and the team that stuck with the perma pyro until the very end won. So there's that.
Oh. Wait, both teams ran Permapyro?
Yeah, they were.
Damn.
It was exciting. And then they moved to Permapyro, played a 3-map, best of 3 in playoffs, and lost that one. Which is very tragic, but, you know. Rumor has it that if there was Scout at certain moments, it would have probably worked out better.
Disagree. Pyro's best class. And everyone knows that the only reason Sixers players don't use Pyro is because they're stupid and can't adapt to change.
True, that's actually a fact.
Science for you right there. You can't argue with science.
Oh yeah, what was the tiebreaker again? It was like a 5-way tiebreaker, 27 points and low as well. That's always fun.
Oh my god. Half the
one
division.
team got in without a week 1 match as well because they played week 1 and then they like hijacked the team on a different roster without 2 people and then they just made playoffs with that new roster that is just the same -2.
They made playoffs only playing 6 weeks?
Well, they also got a default win week 2, so there's that.
Oh my god. I'm baffled. Okay, right. I can see that the Wall Rats have readied up, which means they've asserted dominance. Everyone knows that if you ready up first, you're asserting dominance, and then you get to like start like BMing in chat and just, you know, spamming stuff like Lamau, fear. So Russians got fear confirmed.
And then you restart the round instantly because someone was still AFK on your team.
I've lost count of how many times that's happened to me.
So it wouldn't be too unheard of even. We've all been there. I love it when people complain about the other team being slow and then like the next map you're the ones wasting time.
See, it's that like I feel like that's one of the classic things. Another classic TFT situation is when both teams aren't doing anything and then the defending team types ZZZ in chat. I love that. I love that more than anything in Team Fortress 2. And it's just like, no, we're not doing nothing, but you ain't doing nothing too. And then they Z you.
All right, well, we'll see, I guess. I still see a heavy, but no heavy fist fight to decide this. It's very unfortunate. I was really looking forward to that, to be honest. Does it make a difference? Not really. Is it funny? Yes, and that's what we're all here for, I think. I was
honestly kind of feeling that a little bit. I've had a wonderful little whisper in my ear that they will be rupping very, very soon. So, you know, we're going to get some hot action. And you don't have to listen to us talk quite as much nonsense for at least one more map, you know? We'll see what happens. Want to do some big air shots, some weird crit shenanigans? I feel like last game, it was over too quickly to actually see anything fun.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you want to see people talk more dumb stuff, then there's more games to come. This is the finals week, of course. Everyone has to play, so there's, 4 more games to come? One of which tomorrow, featuring, once again, you, eepily, with when that's the mid-grand finals. Everything else has... I mean, some have been scheduled. I haven't scheduled them yet. I think half of them haven't been scheduled yet, though, so I will have to see tomorrow when people are playing. But the mid-game is tomorrow. I can promise you guys that. Tomorrow, 21:15. Should be interesting, I guess.
Yeah, you know, shout out to games being at 21:15, which is the time that the Lord decreed. On the 7th day, he said that you play your officials at 21:15. Any other time is stupid.
I don't think people want to play Thursday this week, though.
No, probably not. Oh my god, thank the Lord himself. We're going live. We're going to be continuing map 2 now. This is going to be Metalworks here for our low grand finals. Deputies versus Wall Rats. We're going to find ourselves some hot action. No one doing anything too crazy in mid. No crits, any shenanigans like that. We're just going to be seeing these teams play a little bit cookie cutter as we go into what is the Wall Rats pick. So, interesting to see how they want to approach things. Light actually jumping super deep, already picking up Drozders before anything happens at all. So this is already a good fight, taking position all the way towards point. Strife doing his best to try and search for just a little bit, but this is just the easiest frags in the world right now for the Russians. Now, the only thing you have to care about was protecting their medic, but somehow Strife gets in behind, picks them up as well. This turns into a nasty little 2 versus 3 now. 1 versus 3, both Strife and Legatus getting cleaned up right at the tail end. That's the first mid going to the Russians.
That's what I called War Rats. Strife just weasels his way through the lower area undetected, and after 1 rocket worth of damage, just has the easiest medical in front of him of his whole life, and that's just quick clean up there. So despite this not going too pretty and them losing control pretty quickly, at least finding what they need to stay in this at all and not falling back to last right away with their backs against the wall here. This will stay close for now in the start of the game here, with both medics having fairly close. In fact, slight advantage to Nurse. I don't think this is usable enough though for them to consider really going anywhere with this. Probably more so concerned about just keeping second alive as it is right now.
Yeah, you would have to be insanely brave to go off like a 7% advantage, which is what that was. And it was literally just entirely off the Russian medic not healing for like a couple seconds after they spawned. So it is going to be about as equal as anything really can be at this point. We do see Like playing all the way towards Valley, a classic position for soldiers to just jump high, go in a skybox, and land directly on the medic. Can pretty much go at any time. Usually you want to get, a little bit of support from the rest of your team, but I feel like considering how he's just been doing whatever anyway, could probably get away with it. We do see Borome running low and kind of feed. Oh,
Yeah, he's
like
also lucky
the
he
follow-up feed.
Ooh, lands on the medic, Zoid gets the kill though. That is very unfortunate. 2 down, that's just bad timing, I guess. I mean, if that happened at the same time, maybe he would. Maybe he can surprise them. There's some hiding spots on mid you can have.
Oh, we do see, the soldier actually jumped all the way so deep into Valley and actually get a lot of damage, and the Uber getting forced out as well. So, what was actually a dodgy little situation. They kind of, I don't know, the Russians have backed up. They've conceded mid, but now they have that big old Uber advantage. They have their spawners up, all but that one soldier, and they can look to just kind of go whenever.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time here. A few people staying forward, trying to get the damage going in any capacity, get this force out as well.
Oh my god.
Demo caught as well, that's huge. This force has to really get some stuff going for deputies right now, but they're barely getting one at the moment.
That is actually so cringe. Oh my god. They just ran in, and then the demo just didn't get the flash and died to like stickies. Nah. Yeah, the Russians don't really have any players right now. Okay, that was just a disaster.
Well, and that's the difference between 5 and King of the Hill right there. Sometimes you just need to have your set play sorted ahead of time, and they just didn't at all, and it will just fall apart pretty quickly. Like Diaz hiding worked well last map. Maybe we can get it going once again. People can look upwards, in fact. They also still walk through anyway, despite that not being good timing there, but they are quickly enough to hit the shots there, so it doesn't matter. That's a lesson you can learn right there. If people go in and check for stuff, do wait for them to call it it's clear first, and don't just follow through. Everyone just won't love the soldier there.
Love it. Love it. Love the idea of typing in chat. Why did you check me up? Why would you check orders? This is low. Everyone agrees. You just don't check
that's my favorite thing ever. Like, wow, why are they doing that? That is so stupid. And then, like, I mean, who's really stupid if you're falling for it?
It is true. Uber is getting used. Demo already going down as we know 6 towards point. Gun still going to be dealt with towards this left-hand side. This is going to be... It's looking like a clean last push right now. All Nurse has to do is just keep players nice and healthy. So it does get cleaned up. And actually, Legatus looks like he might be going down as well. Striper has gone all the way towards point, but actually they've just baited their team so hard. What were the combo for Warrats doing there?
Well, not much, it seems in the end, because no one really followed through in the end, and this was enough pressure as well to really force out Eva as well, to try to like desperately block this with Eva, so this is still good news here. 1-2's in a fight against Black. Black is just kind of stuck it over, cleaned up by Dippy in the end, as the rest of the team rolling up to point right now. Vorway already with a lot of time on point, but also a lot of damage. Needs to be careful. Gets the heals in time now, that will be good enough. Warrats will just have to play this careful now, don't quite have even yet, and maybe Deputies will take that chance here.
Yeah, like... It's going to be difficult to get anything done before this Uber comes up on Nurse, and Nurse is playing so far away, and with that pipe coming out from Groz, that surely should spell the end of this push. But then again, this is low. There's basically no rules. Everyone's just going for the scrappiest of the fight ever. Uber's getting used on both teams losing players, but this is actually Warrats in a considerably better position. They have the height, they have the player advantage, and they're just nuking all the way towards Valley. 1, 2, 3, 4, easy frags cleaned up. Scouts doing fantastic work. And all we have now is your boy Vorbe on last, building his little robot. Just like, all right, boys, we'll take a second. Take a breather.
Well, that's good news for Warrats, though. All over that fight, they mostly just kept control. I mean, they went into this with, like, just feeding numbers anyway on Deputy, so this wasn't a good start for them regardless. But Warrats has a chance to keep this going into a round now, and maybe just the first lead of the game here. This needs to be a good hold as well. Vorbe building away on the gun here. You need something to stop this push at all. This gun in the corner could just be enough to be annoying. Let's see if Warrats have what it takes. Uber almost up on Nurse as well, so they're almost ready to go. They just need to be aware of where things are now.
Yeah, we will be seeing, like you said, as Uber comes up there all the way towards main, delaying just a little bit, so 70% here on the Russian medic. Soldiers going to be going in deep, unfortunately finding exclusively Ubered gamers, so no real significant damage. They're picking up light as well. There's going to be no soldiers, no gun players all the way towards point. They're forcing everyone there. This is going to be the easiest cap in the world. Finally, first round of the night for Warrats. Suddenly finding themselves leading map 2.
That what matters to having a lead here straight away is really, really nice. That was really funny too, because there's the little gap from the defender's perspective towards point, where you can just shoot people on the point, but I think if it was a scout, thought they can just stand there and just body block, but that's way too high to block the cap. The point has like an astronomically small vertical cap zone on this last point here, so you really have to drop down and touch the thing physically with your feet in order to get any contact with the capture zone here. Really, really awkward to take care of sometimes, but hey, gets around, and immediately the Russians had enough, I guess.
Yeah, I just saw Stripe just get directed completely out of the video game. Nurse also not long for this world. Kind of everyone's getting a little bit nuked by it right now. The Russians do kind of overextend, actually. Lose 2 at the tail end of it. You see the soldier picking up Roz as well. And now, yeah, like this is... Oh, eventually going to be going down. There we go. There we go. That's a much, much better mid here. Kind of leaves you off the back of just that one early frag. Your boy Strife, you know, sometimes you just run into rockets. That happens. It happens.
Unfortunately, Legacy still hasn't invoked the energy of and the spirit of our Lord and Savior's Zorix himself just yet, so that will unfortunately not be the 3v1 winner for the Scout. Zoid hiding as well will similarly not be quite that lucky here either. The Finn will go down, and it's just an open invitation to take more and more space right now. One down, big Uber had to go as well. They have to be worried about the Strife sniper sideline here, but misses the shot, or well, doesn't get the kill at least with it, and that's just gonna signify that they need to be careful and wear this as well, so this is all good. Dippy walks right into a trap. Cross doesn't even get the kill for it.
Wait, I'm confused. Nurse has just been building, already 95%. This isn't going to be any Uber advantage at all. The Russians go in, they use, Nurse is just going to be like, well, I've got my Uber as well, so... Okay, this could be a little bit disastrous for them. Somehow they pick up Black, who was just not aware of things at all. And Legatus goes down as well. Surely there's no way. There's no way they managed to lose this. This is looking... It's so scrappy. It's all basically on Strife and Nurse at this point. And Strife's not even anywhere near the point. It's just going to get nuked down. What a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, the one kill just snowballed really quickly there at the beginning of this push. And Deputies just went the whole distance with it. They just didn't give up. They probably still believe that was advantage and that they can take a better fight here. But... in a way, maybe it helped as well that Nurse was able to use quickly, because it just meant their Uber was going to run out sooner as well and just makes the fight end quicker once the Uber's out of the equation.
Yeah, there's... So we have what we call the standard rules of how TFT works, you know, where equal Ubers is difficult to push last with. I don't think we're obeying the standard rules anymore. We're just kind of, you know, doing our own little thing. Third mid now, we do see Wolrats playing a lot towards the low ground, getting spammed quite considerably, but the damage is also not looking too good. A lot of healthy players now surging forward. Wolrats, and yeah, they're going to get control over point. Going to get a couple of frags. They're going to be able to keep on moving a little bit slow, moving the hills up as always with this team. Like stacking like 3 guys towards midpoint. Like there's nothing to deny. They need to be moving.
Well, the year's 2020, low players have evolved past the need for Uber advantage to push last points. We are in for a scary time, I think, going into next year here. For now,
oh god,
Ubers are
Lightning
here.
getting one rocket.
Not quite enough, but the push is coming anyway. They want to take the fight. They know people are weak. They know they have to use it quickly, so they want to take their chance with this, but still, they can't really get in at all, and that's just not going to make it work in the end.
No, they're actually going to be 2 players down, and for 10 long seconds as well. This is a little bit scary. We do see Troz running in just a little bit ahead of the rest of his team. They do it straight after the other demo. Now it's a 3v3 on last. Legatus already playing between. He's just going to cap from underneath them. What?
I mean, this is once again just like the one kind of thing in the skill set that just that's just not a thing at all in King of the Hill, namely your awareness of the point. I mean, sometimes it comes up on King of the Hill, but rarely ever to this extent, where you just really need to be careful about even letting them to get the point as well. And one player in the backline drew everyone back so much quicker, allowed the rest of Warheads to come in here and just clean up and get the point themselves, and the last 3 players just couldn't do anything about it.
Like, so they talk about like rat Dota back in the day. This is kind of some rat TF2 right now. They're just ratting all the way to point, just capping it from underneath them, and deservedly so as well. So fair play once again. Driver's seat for the Wolrats on this mid. We now see the soldier going super deep, cleaning up Nurse and Zoid as well. Looking good. The follow-up from Black is pretty decent as well, but this is going to be a 2 versus 2. It's a demo. Demo and Hills versus 2 Scouts is going to be really, really difficult. All they do at this point is just do everything they can to keep the medic alive. The demo going down doesn't really matter, but brother, you need to be running right now. And, oh my god. Okay, no. Oh, Dippy. Oh, my boy.
A little bit late,
He's
though, isn't it?
It is. Well, you know, it is, but, you know, still got that frag. Could have got that second. Now, I would say let's not feed. Thank you.
That would arguably be very helpful here, and it, I mean, didn't come to fruition here, but it's nice to see, or interesting to see, I should say. The choice of Uber Source these days, or Source in general, I should say, melee, medic, weapon thing words. What do they mean? But what they choose there for the melee slot on medic, because, I mean, clearly the Solemn Vow is really good. That's very clearly so, but imagine just all the source you're hitting, and then you just feel bad about not having the Uber Source well. So some people want that high, some people want to be the heroes, and if you live that in Ulya's case with the one sword that is just kind of really huge, I think.
Yeah, you know, it isn't like the Uber Source suddenly some pointless weapon. It's still an absolute banger. We do see, speaking of Ubers, big Uber advantage in the form of Nurse because of that late death. Woolrats, they will have to move off it if they want to. They are not opting to push with their 40 to 50% Uber advantage, and that makes me really sad.
I mean, we talked about 7 being inspirations. In a 2-1 scoreline, they don't have to do anything at the moment.
Right, I agree, but I feel like that's, slightly excessive. All right, they've got a soldier down as well. They know that there's this defensive sniper, therefore he's not going to be super impactful in terms of, scrappy fights. What are we going to see from Woolrats now? Are they going to go for some big sack attempts? Or are they genuinely looking to slow it down already? I mean, it is a viable place. It's not the most exciting one.
I mean, they're probably going to take chances, yeah, and Zoid is the first one to do something like this. But probably only so much. No, they actually
we just Ubered anyway.
Then just one bomb was just a distraction, and that is all going through with this. And they're just busting so deep that no one has much of any good position right now on deputies.
How? Strife is still on the back lines. He's taken down the medic. Somehow, Droz picks up Dippy. All the Russians have basically just died at this point. I have no idea how. Now suddenly Woolrats have just capped second. They're going to be busting all the way through main. This soldier does a great deal of work, but surely he's going to be going down as well. Spawn is just about coming in. Crispy direct onto Vorbe, and the pipes are coming out. 1, 2, 3 frags already. So much on Stripes going straight towards point, but it doesn't even matter because Light gets the frag, and just Doid's just jumping in. Bro, that's optimism.
Sometimes you just need to believe, and everyone in that fight on both teams just believed it will work. Deputies also had to hope it works, I guess, in this case, because they had no choice. But they hit their pipes. It's Iron Bomber, but it still counts. And it certainly is a lot of damage, so that will work for them. Even still, despite this looking really dire there. The first soldier, I don't remember which one it was. Either Light Diaz, of course, or 1-2 is one of the two. Just hit so much damage as well and lived for arguably way too long there. Despite just being on like 60 health or something, when they were trying to bust into last, so that was just kind of sketchy by Woolrats. This could have been 3-1, and that's just a really comfy lead at that point.
Yeah, like that. I don't know. This is scary everywhere because it really does feel like there's just no rules. People are doing whatever. We do see Strife.
No rules. There's a heavy, so
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's the year of the heavy. It's ending soon, but it is the year of the heavy still.
All right. Well, good trade frag. Good trade frag. Oh, and the Russian demo is kind of just walking in a little bit by himself. He is going to get spammed. Somehow forces them out. Okay, this is decent. Players down on every side. They're just feeding. They're all feeding on the flank. Everyone's just shooting each other.
Well, okay, right. Who was just AFK. Oh, well, never mind. No, Dross just feeds and gets away with it. Unbelievable.
Like the bit I'm trying to get to, the bit which I'm upset by, is that everyone's doing this, but like Strife is sniping. Can we play around our sniper for a couple of seconds, right? Like that's what you do. You play with your sniper, then you play with your team around him. Not just go, well, he's sniper, I'll feed anyway.
No, see, the trick is just act like sniper is a bonus on whatever you're doing already, except you're doing it probably worse because you're missing a scout.
Oh, okay. Okay, right. Still equal Ubers. 6 versus 6 now, and we do have some heals and some players around Strife, so we will actually start being able to take some peaks. This is what you want to see. Much better.
Hopefully, I mean, this still can escalate. Maybe Strife gets support and just goes in deep. Zoid's trying to help him get in, but not against these rockets here. Ooh, that is an interestingly timed pause as well from my POV. I don't know where you are right now, but I'm seeing Legatus about to die here.
I'm not going to put bets on the chance that Legatus will die as soon as it unpulls on our end.
Press 1 in the chat if Legatus is extremely dead here. Press 2 in the chat if somehow he dodges this.
If he somehow lives, at that point I feel like Valve has to remove Scout as a class.
If he strays to the right here, he can live this. But he's mid-air, so I don't know how much control he has right now.
I'll be honest, I don't think it's going to be happening. Interesting though, right? Obviously, the fact that we're seeing a pause. What's all that pause about? It's Russian, so it might be connection issues. Also, it might be other people's computers exploding. I
mean, Legatus literally was AFK for a second when Droster somehow lived miraculously. So maybe it's Legatus dying in real life.
That would be sad. Ooh, actually, what if, right? And I'm just saying, what if someone else has been banned? I'm checking the match page.
Oh no. Everyone's getting banned now. Whole server's just gone.
Halfway through map 2, it's like, oh, actually, sorry, half of Woolrats have been banned. Unlucky. That'd be like the meme of the season. That'd be good.
Reason, and in the ban notes just says Strife banned me on his Twitch channel.
There you go. There you go. Unlucky. Unlucky.
Yoshi is just really sad. You never know.
Like, well, as we've already established, that rule number one, there's just no real rules, you know? No real
Not
rules.
in this game, no, so far. I mean, random heavies on mid, sure, why not? Might as well. I mean, honestly, I don't know what the idea was, just hide there. The moment they find you, sure, you might get one funny kill, but then you're just gonna die afterwards. Probably. You hope, at least.
The mental damage. Mental damage. You know, you play heavy, and then you kill a guy, and then you get a trade frag, and then the other team goes, what's this guy doing? What's he playing heavy? Oh, what's he just going to trade frag? It's so stupid. And then they're talking about that instead of, you know, dealing with the rest of your team. That's smart.
True. Sometimes you just need to win the mental game.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, if you're just winning hard enough, there's also winning the mental game, but that's like, I don't think a concern they have at that point.
That seems like a lot of hard work anyway.
Yeah, true.
I'm flying around the map. I'm trying to see the fun little situations we're about to see. I think the Legatus one is most likely, you know, what's going to happen. I really, like, it is starting to become, like, I'm starting to take it personally, the fact that they don't seem to really want to peak with Strife. As a unit, they'll more or less, like, people will peek the flank, then Strife will peek from far away, and then someone will die, and then they have to go further back again. Like, I don't know, like, it just genuinely bothers me when teams are like, cool, we'll get a sniper, and then they just put no thought into, like, what's going to happen with it. Like, come on, we can do this. And the thing is, I know this team's better than that as well.
Oh yeah, I guess, once again, reminder for people a little bit less familiar with these things, but STV pauses are not at the same time as they are in the real game. There's delay, obviously, on STVs. So, the pause is not happening right this second in the game right now, so this doesn't actually interrupt this fight. Who knows when it actually happens, and you hope it could technically still happen in the middle of a fight, but normally people are smart enough not to do that, because they usually don't have time to do it themselves there.
It's true, and if you pause directly in the middle of fights, sometimes you can get people really upset, and then admins get involved, and then it's just all even more drama, you know?
Oh, there we go.
Unpaused. He needs!
Not for very long.
Then he feeds. That's... we picked that up so much, and then he just runs back in and dies. Like, man, that makes me sad.
Well, that's right-hitting shots, I guess you asked for. The Morabay feeds as well, speaking of which.
Ooh.
Just goes in and dies.
Okay. That's doable. Demo down, Scout down, looking pretty good. They can peek a lot more with their sniper as well. We do see both soldiers getting aggressive with the War Rats all the way towards flank, picking up light as well. This is going to be all on... Oh. No, yeah, your boys is actually just going to skip. Okay, that's actually... Like, considering it's not a good situation, the Russians getting out of that with their Uber and most of their players is actually pretty okay. They will be, you know, now defending last, but this is not too bad.
Yeah, this is... I mean, it's like a double-edged sword for both sides here. Warriors can obviously play this really slow right now, take their time to extend the lead here and just make it really hard for deputies. On the other hand, if they just take long here and still don't get anything, the timer is eventually just going to turn against you. So you still have to mount some amount of good pressure here, which the sniper might help for. We'll see. I guess they're actually just going in. Never mind. They don't care about the sniper. I think I was right.
Oh, don't let them just cap the point again. Okay, Uber does get used now for the Russians. It's so much better. Nurse is just going to die, presumably. Nurse is not died. Nurse has now gone down.
Oh, the juggle! That's what I meant. You just need the smallest juggles on this point for people to get popped up and not body block the cap anymore. It's actually just such a tiny distance for it to matter, and that Devil Man was just not touching the floor. And that is all that matters here.
It's actually mad. It's actually mad how consistently this is happening. They basically just, like, it doesn't even matter how many players are on the other team. They'll just, like, stand on point. Like, and the thing is, right, shockingly bad for Russians right now. Like, come on, boys.
Yeah, they struggled there a little bit. Maybe, however, the mid-fights can still go well, and that's a good start to get some momentum back into your own game here.
It's true, we do see Deep Soldiers actually getting cleaned up a little bit better this time. I guess we'll go down to these stickies with a follow-up, but it's not actually looking... I was going to say, wasn't looking too bad for them, but suddenly Zoid and Blackbird go down, so this is going to be Russians looking pretty comfortable here. They need to make sure they don't take any silly 1v1s, and instead combine to, yep, get straight into Strife. He'll go down, draws all the way towards flank with his medic. They should just get cleaned up so easily. Yep, that is Nurse. Unlucky.
I mean, that's just a long way out. You're just so screwed if you have to take the long way out of mid. It's just taking so long to get back, and the scouts have so much time to just pincer you completely and just tear apart a weak Devil Man of all things as well, alone with the medic here, and those with a super late spawn here. And like we said, deputies can get some wind in their sails here if they just get a good mid win, and this is as good as it goes. Nurse only spawns now. People will barely have buffs on last now.
Yeah, this is basically like the optimal time to go. They need to be aware of any kind of shenanigans. We do see Heavy and NG on the defending side, so we'll have to deal with a gun, possibly the Heavy of the block point. But okay, we do see Uber coming in from the left-hand side. A little bit of a jump over. Actually, the demo gets kind of nuclear into the corner. They do pick up Strife, and the Uber does come in to flash once again. And they should be looking pretty comfortable all the way towards point. Once again, playing the time very, very nicely. Russians getting a swift round, and that was desperately needed.
Yeah, makes it much closer once again here. Talked about the 2-round lead being comfy, but not a win con by itself here. Deputy is able to close the distance here, it seems, and Borat has to be careful. You're only 1 round away now for the comeback here, for at least a tie into the golden cap potentially. With plenty of time to go around, another mid like this is something Borat just cannot afford to have.
No, absolutely not. Like I said, there's still 11 minutes left in this game, so still everything to play for. You see, new mid, new me. Everyone on the side of the Russians taking considerable position all the way over point, forcing these War Rats players all the way back into Valley. So the hills are moving far back, but the damage is still looking pretty good. Strife picking up. Dippy is actually going to be very, very nice. He can just get himself a little arrow. This should be solid. The soldier as well, jumping just a little bit too far forward. Not able to play with the rest of his team, and the Russians at this point are just calling a big old cancel. Let's get out. Let's keep our heals up. Let's keep our Uber building away. Make sure we can at least stand some ground on the second.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you want to like maybe take some risk in your mind in the Deputy's position and take some chances here to make the big comeback, at some point you need to cut your losses here and just make sure you don't lose anymore. So you even have the time to make a comeback on even just a single round, let alone even 2 at that point. So probably best to play it safe, at least in some situations here, and try to take it from the stalemate out forward, even if the stalemate might be difficult to grind through. Certainly a lot better than doing it twice over as well.
We do see more sniper action in the form of War Rat this time. No Strife sniper, it's going to be Black instead. Legatus once again peeking towards his flank, overly aggressive, and then kind of going down. And this seems like a serious recurring thing of just Legatus just playing too close on the flank, where it's not a great flank for scouts anyway. I'm not quite seeing why they're quite so overly eager, especially when they're playing with a sniper anyway.
Well, Sniper not doing much if everyone's invincible as well, because Deputy's just rolling straight in here, but not going the way expected. One guy's on combo, the other guy's on the flank here. Dross just finds the fighter onto one of the soldiers, and that's just really huge for them. Saw comes out, Willia gets at least one funny kill there, and Legatus overextends a little bit as well. Everyone's struggling to contain them in the lobby area here, but still should have this largely under control at this point.
Oh my god, it is on an absolute knife edge. Orbe picking up Droz is going to mean that there's now no demo on the defending side. And Black as well playing just a little bit overly aggressive, like he's a sniper. And he's like 100 meters in front of the rest of his team. I guess he basically just took that as like I'll sack and come up a better class. Because that basically will mean they have no chance at all of contesting mid. And this is about 15% advantage. Like the Russians are immediate, they can go.
Let's see if they are going to immediately go though. At the moment, wasting some time here. Spawns are coming up. Everyone's far back at least. They're having and probably getting in, but they will have to probably take a fight here either way.
Yeah, they will be doing exactly that. Oh my god, light goes in early. The players once again taking considerable damage. Both Ubers being used by both teams. And there's just scrappy fights absolutely everywhere. I'm not even going to try and predict what's going to happen at this point. Strife picking up the heals does mean that they need to be playing around Nurse, but Dippy's actually basically directly behind. Should be able to clean up Nurse. Yep, hitting a couple crucial little shots, and again combining with Vorbe onto Droz. That's nice, but then the scouts follow up from the War Rat side.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, it's messy, man. It's so messy.
It is. It's just a consequence of people just having weird priorities, and the Warriors don't really want to dramatic. They both went low ground to try to chase kills out after the fight, but it just left the flank open, got abused by Dippy, got behind, got the kill on the medic, and then just too late to come in and save the data in the end, and couldn't save Nurse at all with that. We'll end up winning the fight here just by a little bit better DM overall and just getting quicker kills here, but I mean, just barely so as well, and it's not going to be enough to get much more than mid right now.
No, we will be seeing as well, you know, we're going back to the good old days of Russians would run permacrits. They're going to be building hard on second now. Even building as they are, it's really not much of an advantage at all. So they need to be like on the dot. They need to be basically starting to look peaking already. They have 95% crits. Like, boys, we need to be in lobby starting this movement now because Nurse is already 85%.
I'm down for some big crits right now. Let's see if they can deliver likely on the demo in here.
Let's go. Crit being used is actually being sent to all the big stickies.
Nurse dropped
somehow.
Everybody.
No, Nurse, what are you doing? Why is he hidden in the doorway? What are you? they have no right for this to be going even as well as it is. That should have been an absolute disaster. Somehow the Russian medic gets cleaned up as well. Now the follow-up from the rest of these players, they're going to be trying to go all the way forward, and there's no way. These spawners are coming in as well. Yeah, this is somehow like a winning situation for Walrats. It's so difficult. They don't even have the forwards as well. All the forwards are coming in for Walrats, and now they can just keep on going. This is just weird.
If you have not played competitive Tier 2 yet, and are scared that you're not good enough, keep in mind, this isn't the lowest division.
There is one below us. There is one below us. Don't you worry about that. Scrappy fights once again. It's just, you know, it's just the motto of the game. 80% on this. It's a big old Uber advantage. They now have player advantage, considerable player advantage. I'm hoping desperately to see something. Oh my god. What? What are those rockets? How does he nearly get that frag?
I almost thought he was just gonna fall to a death there. That would have been the saddest thing I've seen today.
That, I don't know. Like, I don't know who told him he can hit those rockets. And somehow, in all of that, right? In all of that, it's basically equal Ubers.
Oh, no,
Nurse needs to fight.
Oh, no,
and that's just gonna die on point! Oh my god! They're too slow to get in, and then they just die on second anyway. Uber is getting used. The Russians are looking just fantastic. Everyone's getting destroyed. Somehow Droz is on the flank by himself on 113 HP. What is he planning on doing right now?
I don't know, but I hope he has a plan himself. I mean,
if he nukes the point, I'm screaming. He's jumping straight towards point. He can just stop it. He gets everything.
That is the bomb of a man that has 40 years of experience in the working field.
Oh my god. That's insane. That's insane.
Our control point.
I don't even know how to recover from that.
Can deputies recover from that is the better question here. They're still losing. Norway is just in ever, however, and that's just the kill on the medic. Somehow everyone's just not paying attention while they have the heavy on point as well. They just think they're invincible, but far from it, in fact.
Yeah, Black's back on heavy because he seemingly doesn't care. Right, okay. I'm gonna take a moment just to recover. Okay. So, we do have our lovely boys in red. They're gonna be taking control of second. Uber advantage will be firmly in the hands of the Russians. Time is now gonna be the real enemy. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. And even to get to golden cap, they need to really start looking to get some momentum. This is enough. It's a huge Uber advantage. They can basically push forward.
Wait a second.
Whenever
I just zoned out when you started talking, and like the second I realized I zoned out, I just zoned back in, and I just see Nurse is dead, and they have second on Walrats, and I just don't understand. I didn't pay attention for like 2 seconds. What happened?
There's no rules. They just ran forward. It's fine. It's fine. Uber's now up. The Russians Draw's playing pretty close. If they can get control a second for free. Oh, I was going to say that would be fantastic, but instead there's going to be Ubering on in. Zoid does go down. You see the demo here picking up very easily all the way towards Droz. Now they take a moment just to take stock of the situation. The back cap was possibly on the lines, but Striker does get taken down. And now possibly that little bit too heavy of a commit might be an issue. Even Black is... Oh, he does
just winning that.
He does get the stick. Very, very nice, but there's so many players down.
Well, we'll see a bomb come through towards Nurse, and no one's with her at all. They're just so far forward with 3 people.
Oh,
and
this
that's
is a throw.
just easy sack going. It might be. This is definitely doable. Dross with a nice pipe, but he needs another carpet pump, and no one's stupid enough to just stand with 5 people on point once again here.
No, this is very, very scary. He might even go... You know, he's getting chased out a little bit. Somehow managing to live, but it doesn't matter him living at this point. If you're in the Russian team, you just don't care because it's like, fine, have him on last. We've got that huge Uber advantage. This is looking really, really good. 3 minutes equalizing now could basically put it down to like whoever wins the last mid fight.
Yeah, this is just gonna. Oh no, are we gonna see the push out of last on this map and then they lose? Please don't tell me it's happening before Snake Water or things.
It would be a little bit terrifying. Alright, Uber, come on boys, we're looking just about to do it. Left side, Uber's going to be in. Soldiers jumping as well. They're going to try and scatter some of these stickies towards point. A little bit slow doing it. Gun just only gone down, but they're kind of getting picked apart now. 3 players versus 4. Everything has to be huge. Legatus has just an utter struggle, and he's not going to be doing it at all. Equalizing with 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. The Russians right now, they do have the momentum.
They really do. This is going to be a tough one on mid. The mid fights have been fairly even right now. This is just going to come to basically like one good or bad decision on the mid fights to maybe just decide this entire game at this point. Are you gonna pull out something brave, or are you gonna play it really conservative is the question now for both of these teams here on this potentially final mid fight at the very least of the regular time.
Yeah, we don't see any critical or anything like that. Both teams running very cookie cutter in terms of their mediguns as well. Aggression from the Russian, taking good control on point, and if they can play the point, that might be really, really solid for them. Doesn't look like any kind of insane damage has been dealt. Somehow Strife, he does just about get cleaned up at the end. That's pretty nice as well. Somehow Life just walks all the way in behind Nurse, takes her down as well. And this is going to be really like everything you want if you're on the side of the Russians. They need to be so aware. Dippy, just get down, Mr. President, and taking that as well. Droz is on the follow-up. He's going to get cleaned up as well. It's all on Legatus. She's going to have to run straight through this demo. Gets that nice little two-shot. The sword does come out. Doesn't quite finish up this frag. 30 health.
Gets it past the scout.
How does he get that? He's still alive. He's still alive. Does he win this 1v1 versus Vorbe as well? This. Oh my god. Okay.
Are we sure there was only one cheating player in LoL this season?
Oh, that is nuts. 1 minute left on the clock. The Russians haven't even managed to cap off the midpoint yet. This is potentially an opportunity to coast if you're on the side of War Rats. Like, that's absolutely how you should play. So you need to get on that point. You need to prevent the cap, start capping yourselves, and get any easy frags you can. 50 seconds now. They need to be speedy, though. They need to basically, like, revert as much cap as they can, and then leave, like, you know, one guy doing that, just, like, start fragging on a second.
Yeah, I mean, I want to believe in, like, this comeback before the golden cap, but at this point, I mean, deputies have to just put on any defense at all, and it's already starting here on second to prevent this from ending before the golden cap here. Borat's just running into a wall here. They have to take a chance, I guess. There's nothing to lose at this point anyway. But by doing so, they're just running headfirst into a bunch of damage as well. And with these numbers up right now, they're not going to take it.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be it is one thing just a little bit too much to ask. With 8 seconds left on the clock, neither team stand any chance of capping the opposing last. We will be finding ourselves going into our golden cap here on map 2.
Alright, well, what more can you ask for, I guess, than insane clip moments and a tight game into golden cap, I guess. Everything you want: close game, interesting game, nonsensical game, good game, everything in once. The whole package.
Yeah, it's just been wild. It's just been absolutely wild.
I don't even know what to say about this game. I mean, so much happened. What can you even say at this point?
Yeah, we won't. We don't have to say anything. We don't have to say anything. You know, let's. Obviously, if you've just only tuned in, you're not 100% sure what's going on. The first map did go very, very comfortably to the Russians. So right now, going golden cap map 2, possibly one good mid will just win them this entire series. Whereas our War Rats, they have to secure themselves this golden cap win, and then obviously the win on Snake Water as a decider after this. So it's a lot of work they've still got to do.
Yeah. For what it's worth, the mid-fights have been pretty even. I think 3-4 in War Rats' favor. So nothing like crazy one way or another here. When one team just had like the read on the mids the entire time. Which would be a huge thing into the golden cap, of course. But at this point, it's like, it might just be a coin toss. Who knows?
Possibly. I think we will just have, we'll have a quick look at some numbers. I love numbers more than anything. We'll see, obviously, you know, last game, the numbers were heavily swayed towards our Russian friends. This game was a lot more even. So it'll be interesting to see the comparison. Primarily, we looked at the comparison of demo and medic deaths last game, and having a little look, it does look like Droz get a few less deaths than his opposing demo. Nurse still with a few more deaths this game, a couple less Ubers, which it does make you think there are a couple of situations where these teams are just getting like a bit too overly aggressive for their own good. Definitely on the side of War Rats, like if they could just play a little bit smarter around the hill sometimes, they could probably have eked this out in regulation time.
For what it's worth, though, they still did that better than the Russians by even just a little bit as well. I mean, we talked about it specifically in the last, but even outside of that, Russians just, game mode-wise, looking just that bit worse, right? King of the Hill, they just dominated severely, but on this map, just the fact where they had to pay attention to control points sometimes just struggled a bit, and it just goes to show that you really need to be good at everything in this game.
This is true, you know. This is why map picks and bans come into it so much, you know. It is, it is a very, very different skill set, very, different kind of levels of comfort based on these different games. It's all good. It's all good. We even got some medic numbers for you as well. Anyone living that 2010 life soaking up hills as soldier? No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Even even in the lower divs, everyone realizes that pumping heals into soldiers is basically pointless.
Imagine nerfing Scout, and we still come to this conclusion.
Well, it is what it is. All right, we do see. Thankfully, no one appearing to have any issues. Can't see anyone is ping spiking as well, so I think we should be, hopefully looking to ready up before too long. I'm sure, to be honest, right, if I was playing in that game, I would probably need about 5 minutes just to like try and relax after all that, because like they just didn't stop. Like I have never in my life witnessed so many Uber advantages into stand around, not have an Uber advantage, into walk forward and use anyway, into nasty trade, into win somehow. I've never seen that happen so consistently, and yet that was like 90% of the pushes this game.
I guess, you gotta give props to the Russians here for like absolutely getting hammered and staying focused enough to make it back.
Yeah, that's true. It's especially like considering some of the last caps have been just like ridiculous, where the Russians just don't look at things. But yeah, whatever. Right. The question is right now, Dum. Are you thinking this is going to be Russian continuing some momentum here? Taking the golden cap nice and easily. Is it going to be one of those like win mid, win last, that kind of situation, or are we going to be going to our third map here?
Oh, I want to see the snack. I want to see Warlords take this map. At the very least, give people some more to watch here for tonight and see this go the whole distance.
All right, I dig it. I don't know what it is. Something about this game makes me feel like the Russians are just going to have their number. I don't know. I really want to see something weird. I want to see like a heavy or a sniper to mid, or like just something just bizarre, or even just a crit. I would settle for a crit at this point.
I mean, it arguably kind of worked at one time, so why not again? Just straight to mid, I guess.
Well, but yeah,
certainly be something.
Like the crits did work, but then it was like everything after was a bit of a mess. Yeah. All right, whatever. We're going to be going into this. This is our Map 2 Low Grand Finals here. Going to be going into our Golden Cap here. Everything on the line here for War Rats as they have a big uphill struggle. Got to win this and our decider map. Whereas the Russians, all they need is just one little last cap, and they'll be finding themselves our Grand Final champions here in Low. So have a little look about how they want to approach it, because we've been seeing a lot of very aggressive soldier movements from them. A lot of taking position on point early. Looks like they can be doing this exact same kind of play again. Scout's already getting aggressive, picking up throws before anything happens. So now, no demo, no sustained damage for Warrat. We do see Dippy getting cleaned up, and actually the bomb from Black is going to be very, very nice there, securing some more frags. This is actually really, really scary if you're Russian. We do see Medic and Scout to be running out all the way. Strife is on the hunt, but that little bit of damage from Vorbe is going to keep themselves backing up, building this Uber. It is going to be equal, but this should be, as long as Warrats, push forward sensibly, this should be a second point control for them as well.
That was a really close call on for Nurse there. That was a huge bomb coming their way, and just barely shut down on time. Was like basically single-digit health at the end of the mid-fight, but there was just no follow-up against. Like you said, Black's bomb put everyone on such a massive back foot here that they just couldn't come back in and find the final low at all without risking every single one of their own lives. So they opted to play it safe here in the golden cap. That's fair enough. Probably don't want to just lose by one bad decision here, so taking it safe, but still forced to go back to Lassie, which is not the greatest trade-off for living here, of course. You are alive, but what life is this where you're just forced to sit back and let the other team take control of the game for a little bit now?
We do see snipers on both sides. They will be 100% aware of Black sniping, as Scout did peek main and is very, very aware of it, and now they'll be aware of the defending sniper as well. Both shots have rang out, so anyone getting headshot at this point basically isn't playing smart. That's how it works.
Crazy. We'll see if they are smart or not, and if they take their chances here. Both teams sniping for that matter as well. They'll be picking up the rifle just the same here. Neither team just yet peeking too deep. Like I said, they probably just want to play it safe a little bit here, but Borat's probably just waiting to be buffed up fully and try to take the sniper a little bit more forward here, who is aware of the fact now after that body shot that there is in fact a counter sniper if they weren't yet. That shot will certainly ring some alarm bells here.
And we do see, interestingly, we do have a scout on the defending side, so there's going to be no gun, no heavy. It's actually a pretty decent position for people to just kind of bomb in, not necessarily go for the medic, but go for maybe some of these closer frags, really. Does mean that deny isn't quite there.
That's going to be problematic if they get in quickly as well. If there's just an awkward force or something, of any kind, which is also easier by the lack of a gun here. Or the sniper just gets some shots off. That is just going to be so much easier for Warriors to get some presence into the last point without a gun.
Yep, this is looking pretty good now. So without that sniper, it means they can peek more some of these doorways. We do see Light jumping in, tries to make the best out of this situation. He's going to get cleaned up though. Strife coming straight through main. And now suddenly 2 down inside of the Russians. The medic coming to play behind the point. Actually, Uber's going to be coming all the way in as well. We do see a considerably better Uber. Strife already playing towards the point. He is going to get scattered off now. Actually, all of these players being sent straight into the air. The headshot ringing out as well. This is looking really, really good. Actually, we do see Scout go all the way towards the point. He just tapped it.
And there you have it. We're going the full distance here. That will do it. Just this easy sometimes.
It is just that easy. Oh my days, Snake Water will be our decider. It's gonna be... It's brutal. It's just brutal, this game.
It really can be. The Russians tried so hard this map too. I mean, last map, you could tell me that you didn't try the hardest and I would believe you with how easy that looked. But this time around, they had to just put it all in and it still wasn't enough. That's gonna be a little bit heartbreaking, but I mean, we've seen them pull through after some misery before this map, so they could certainly get out of that corner, I think, quite well.
Oh, it's a little bit mad. I've been fed some combined logs. We had a little look at them before. I'm going to see if there's anything really sticking out to me. What do you think,
nothing too crazy to change, like between the regular time and gun cap here, I would imagine. We talked about it already, but just individually, just everything looked so much better. It certainly has a lot to do, I want to say, with the map here. Just not being just as good for the Russians, it's certainly just a lot better for Warriors as well. But in the end, it was still just close a call on their own map here. You really have to hope that Snakewater is... I mean, they let it through in the pick band, but it wasn't their first choice. It's still not much worse at all for them.
That's true. That's true. We do see... I don't know. Before we, I don't know, throw the idea of vlogs away entirely, I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to your boy Dippy and Strife, both putting up some big numbers that game. And granted, you know, scout class, we don't want to praise them too much, lest their egos get even larger. But they are doing some solid work, you know, solid work. Be interesting to see what happens, because like Snake is a good map for scout, as every map is, but it's still the kind of thing where soldier bombs are kind of like the biggest thing in terms of like mid fights. It isn't like a process where you can just have a scout run around, do whatever. Like soldiers are still pretty significant, so I kind of want to see a bit more from Zoid.
I mean, you say you can't, like they won't, but this is the low division, so you never know what they will do.
Yeah, you're right, actually. I need to stop saying things which is like the regular rules.
You just never know for sure what's going to happen here in these divisions. Sometimes you just see a demo man carpet bomb 6 people and get all 5 of them.
That was bizarre. I feel like, I don't know, I'm not sure if my neighbors are in. If they are, though, right, yeah, in that very moment, they must have just been terrified. If the police get called and, you know, assume someone has actually been murdered, I will have to leave for a little bit. Enjoy that, Dum. Enjoy that. Right, okay.
Well, Snakewater time. This is what it all comes down to. They went the whole distance over the season just to get here. It's gonna be interesting. Deputies, now with the second map dropped all season, Walrats on the verge to maybe just make it happen regardless of that.
I feel like usually when you get these kind of really, really close games, like the team which gets like a round or two right at the start, especially like quick rounds, they feel so much more comfortable. They kind of can start playing the rest of the game on their terms. And usually I would say that that's kind of what you're looking at in like a third map of a pretty grueling best of 3. But honestly, I feel like these teams don't obey the regular laws of physics. And if they have any chance at all of winning, they're just going to be like just battling their little hearts out. And I respect that in fairness. You know, this is what happens, right? This is why I love covering the lower division games, because this is TF2 players before like they stop caring about life, right? Like this is when they have enthusiasm for the game, where they don't just constantly joke about how they want to quit.
Are you sure you're not like reflecting here?
No.
From like your own team or anything like that?
No. Mate, look at half a prem. Half a prem basically just sits there all the time being like, wow, this game sucks, I'm going to quit next season, and then they're putting up a rec post anyway, you know? Right? It's just how the game
tell
works.
them, oh, we might not do another season this year, and then everyone has a riot.
Yeah. Because that's just what happens. If you play TF2 for long enough, you basically, you end up like simultaneously hating and loving it but in a way that you don't really want to acknowledge. I love it. Whereas, you know, people in low, they got like that like fresh, young enthusiasm. Apart from Draws, who's got that fresh, older enthusiasm.
Still someone has it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Right, I'm seeing people get on the server. All but there we go. I was gonna say all but one was basically ready to go. They are just, you know, sitting in spec a second. Again, taking another little breather.
We live in a post-ironic world these days, where you just can't like things, or else that is cringe.
It's true. It's true. You know, you can't admit that something you know is like good or enjoyable or happy, anything like that. You just got to be like you know.
We really live in a society.
I've noticed actually. I've noticed that. I'm not gonna make jokes about quitting plus my story. Those are some of my favorite jokes. Some of my favorite jokes.
And then he comes back for another season.
Yeah, and then next season quitting plus my story. Oh, dearie dear. Dearie dear. Okay, alright. We're gonna be I don't know. What do you want to do, Doug? Do you want to make some predictions about what's going to happen? Not necessarily scores. What shenanigans are going to happen? Are we going to see black spawning heavy again for just no reason? Somehow kind of making it work a little bit?
That is just bound to happen. It happened, 3 times last map? Like, there's no way it doesn't happen again on a map that's notoriously having had heavy moments in the past.
I like that. I want to see... We whole best of 3 series, right? Well, whole 2 massive best of 3 series. No spy yet. What's up with that?
Is it true? I think that might be true, actually. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
There you go. We've seen no spy. Don't think we've even seen a pyro, you know? I mean, pyro kind of sucks on, you know, Metalworks last, other than like denying far right, but you know, I just more shenanigans. Give me some weird spy plays.
Maybe. I mean, desperate times, I guess. So maybe if we see a long enough stalemate somewhere, it comes out at some point here. But the moment the stalemate on this map lasts long enough, I have bigger concern than the spies, namely just bad decisions starting to creep through, which can easily happen on this map. So we'll see if they handle the pressure well here. This is what it all comes down to now. They went to full distance for the season.
All right, let's put our, you know, TF2 casting credit on the line. Who wins, Russians or War Rats?
I want to see the stupidest game of all time, so I'm going to say 5-6 for War Rats.
5-6. What? 5-6 for War? So they win 6 or they win 5?
No, War Rats wins it, but they're red right now, so their score would be second here.
Right. Okay.
Blue is always left. Is how that works.
So I've never heard someone not put the bigger number first. Yeah, brilliant. I think the Russians will win just because it's the opposite of what you said. Right, this is going to be it, boys. Map 3, low grand finals. This is Deputies versus War Rats, and we're going to be just absolutely fragging away here on Snake Water. This was map 1 to our Russian friends, map 2 just about in a bum-clenching golden cap to War Rats. Now everything to play for. Ignore the rest, it's all about this map. On cutting off this first mid, we do see big bombs from Zoid basically straight into the air, taking a lot of damage as well. All the War Rats players looking not very healthy at all, but somehow it's Vorman Light going down more than anything. Crispy rockets from Zoid. How are they just owning? What?
Rostos didn't even intend to hit the first time. Vorway just happened to walk into that.
That's the BM. That's the BM sword.
And then the Saw kill as well in return, the free rune blade coming out to clean up the medic here. Just return the favor of being sawed earlier at some point for an Uber to matter. That is just... We're just all out now.
So I said about spy. Literally, they're listening. 60 seconds in, they've already got a spy, right? Turn the cast off, focus on the game, bro. Focus on the game. Honestly, BM Sword gets in people's head more than anything. So we do see the fast spy play, decloaking all the way under, directly behind us, gets off as well. The sheer effectiveness of this gamer. They don't even care about cleaning up the rest of these players. It's basically just like, nope, not even bothered. Only now does the rest of the players go in there, getting floated as well. Because you just jumped a 450 heavy, my brother. This is not happening at all. The rest of these War Rats players, goodbye, get the second, go somewhere else because you have no right to be on this last.
Yeah, this is just gonna be... The problem is as well, though, this is like, it is advantage, it's not like a ton. If they're building faster than Julia here, this might be a bit problematic. And they're certainly just focused going forward right now, so they're not actually building optimally at all on deputies whatsoever at the moment. And that might just matter at some point here, once this goes to at least the other second. Likely mid is still out of the question here for War Rats, but they will have a lot quicker maybe than deputies would like.
It's true, 90%. Now they'd be looking to be pretty speedy, boys. Black is on this sniper, going to be sniping from... actually, so far back all the way towards Bow, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for him to get an angle in time. Medic's basically already walked in, taking considerable position towards point. Nurse on 80%. They should be able to force these players out, and actually the Uber comes out. Only really Zoid, they should be able to clean up a little bit here. No one else is actually just anywhere near. And now Nurse has this Uber. The sniper isn't going to be super effective. Does get used now. This should be just a clean, mulching Uber right now. Yep. Medic's going to be going down. And at this point, War Rats just need to take a moment to breathe and relax because they've done everything they need.
Okay, still a player behind though. Lightyear snuck past them here. Let's see if they are away. Yep, one person will spot it. Sniper still here. It's a bit awkward right now. But Bomb will not quite be enough. He gets one rocket worth of damage. That's not going to cut it. For Lightyears will go down here. Fight ultimately going inside of War Rats here, just with a much later Uber will be pretty good. 1-2 is also not getting anywhere closer, just much too early on the prediction bomb around the corner. Blind bomb, I mean, you can't help it, but have to take the gamble there sometimes to see if you just land on the medic. Not the case here, and once again, they're back to last, and I mean, it's not a ton of advantage, so likely not as threatening a position, especially now that instead of Spy, we see a gun being built as well.
Yeah, this is true. Ubers are going to be pretty much equal at this point. It's like 10% advantage for Nurse. It's not going to be enough to get through and do everything they need to in terms of pushing this last, so I say we should be seeing a stalemate, but they're posturing towards us, already trying to get in. The sniper from Black has actually managed to pick up this soldier, which is pretty nice. Uber now does get used considerably better, about 60% better. Nurse is going to be so lucky to somehow live here, but somehow it's actually the Russians who are going down here, reducing Nurse just by going down. Players now moving all the way towards the point. So much cap time once again. This is just, again, a push which, in theory, has no right to work that well, but it just does.
Yeah, like the blue team just wasn't able to do anything with their small seconds that they had to make something happen at all. And that's just going to be closed out really quickly here. All the damage just landing for War Rats where it mattered. And at the end, there was just nothing left to defend it with, even though they technically had a chance to do it.
Take note, if you're, one of the old Premiership players, there's some different strategy to be trying out these days. The regular rules everyone thought applies, they don't anymore. Second mid, though. Still plenty of time left in it. Russians going very aggressive, getting so much damage. Great soldier bombs, just nuking down Droz and Nurse, and now, once again, a comfortable position for them. Zoid is going to be trying to go in, gets one nice little rocket here, but no one's there to clean up with him at all. It's only going to be Strife taking this little 1v1, just pick up that one frag, possibly, and look to get that soldier on second as well. But at this point, I can't see him achieving anything too much. Yep, Light's going to clean him up. Easy little rocket there, Uber advantage, and everything looking good for Russians to try and equalize.
Yeah, just nowhere to go at all. Soldier on one side, soldier on the other side, full team actually on the other side as well. So, no to run with your Strife there. They will have to hold this last point. Still, going up one is always nice. It put Warlords in a nice position from their perspective. Deputies, on the other hand, once again having here some catch up to do, but quick to do it this time around. Once again with the push straight into last, gun down immediately. Nurse just not anywhere close to having, taking a long time to kill her though. The Russians eventually find the kill here. Get Drosses for their troubles as well, and Strife 2. This should just be point wide open for the taking here.
Oh, nice little air pipe there. Everyone looking good. Not a single player on the side of the Russians going down that last push, and that is about as clean as you could ever ask for. So just as quickly as they lose one, they bring it back 1-1. Moving into our third mid, this is looking like this may well be a very equal game.
Possibly. The last mid fight, however, was not close at all. That was just deputies running away with it immediately. Just really aggressive bombs, just absolutely punching the combo. So Warlords has to be careful here how they take this fight.
They will have to be aware of these aggressive soldiers. It isn't like there's nothing you can do. The deny can be pretty solid. Actually, this time, it's looking pretty good. Light has to basically jump a little bit solo as they're still healing up. Somehow that bomb just gets in so clean once again, takes down Nurse, but then the Russian medic goes down as well. So it's actually just kind of scout surging forward on the side of War Rats. Boyd picking up one before going down himself. This is turning into a bit of a 4v2, but Black, very nice two little frags there. This is going to be War Rats securing this mid with Nurse spawning solo. There's actually a soldier waiting on. I desperately hope Nurse doesn't just walk out by herself and die.
You never know. Just
oh my Christ!
Does
he hit it? Ooh, that's spooky. Okay, it works out.
And Black takes the first opportunity as well to just instantly go sniper again for the stalemate here. To be lucky, only one of those pipes connects. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Cheese on the other side, Ross is just so far forward alone, trying to take a fight with everybody. Maybe Bites of Water. The scout doesn't go.
The scout doesn't know.
They don't know, Chad.
Oh my god. That's actually insane. That's insane how he lives there. He stood absolutely no chance at all, but then just Right, good. Okay, so we have a sniper now on the attacking side. We do see the Russians about to get their Uber just from this not healing. This is a slight advantage, not enough to really do anything off of, but I mean, the option is there.
We'll see. Second, somehow at least in Warrock's control here, despite what it might have looked like initially. But now it comes down to the off classes here. Gun up obviously on last to defend this work, but the spy worked once. Why not try again here? I mean,
my
counter-strategy? The sniper, I was about to say, but no, they just want to go for the medic here. They want to go for it all.
That was, honestly, it wasn't impossible there at all. There was a good little chance, but just not quite hitting that all-important left click. Now it's going to be Black trying to do some work of his own, picking pretty deep in to try and do things. Actually, the player's already down. Ubers are just going to get traded. They should be able to get this gun as well. Legatus actually going really aggressive, just about keeping the beam on him. And they're just kind of surging all the way through. They use this opportunity. Great air shot there onto Zoid, and Nurse just basically goes down instantly. Again, scrappy fight. Everyone's shooting each other. Strife has a lot of work to do here. Somehow picks one up with the pistol. 30 HP. He won't be able to do any more here. Surely not. Oh, Russians looking just about okay. It's going to be actually difficult for them to really commit a second because hills are already up. The players are just walking forward for War Rats.
We'll see. They might be keen to take the fight here, but spawns are coming on both sides here. Maybe they're not that keen on War Rats, and in fact, it looks like they aren't quite able to take the opportunity in time here. Warrior by going lobby, but but doesn't pick up on Black hiding in the corner. Just gets the better of him. That's only one pick, but maybe they need to take some space with this. Certainly wouldn't be unheard of to just try to take this dry in some capacity. It's awkward for deputies to try to stay here after all, if they want to meet them halfway, but looks like Warrats is in fact just trying to take this safe for now.
Yeah, it does look so. Like, it is equal rounds, so it's not like they're, hyper incentivized. They've not got some massive disadvantage or anything like that, but, considering we did have the demo for the Russians playing towards the right along with the soldier, so there wasn't really anyone with any significant spam on grass, just kind of one soldier. So, they had a chance, but they weren't quite feeling it. We see no snipers, no spies, nothing like that. We do see the hills for the Russians playing really far back right now. But surprisingly so, honestly. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely opportunities for War Rats to try and abuse grass a little bit.
Well, maybe they find an opportunity here somewhere, but for now, Warrior is still forward, so at least a little bit of a flank there is not too keen to try to fight this just now, and the whole team on the combo is not too keen to rotate just yet either, just trying to take a long-distance fight here. Dross is looking for ambitious pipes into cheese onto Pupsik here, but not finding much of any of it just now.
We see aggression from the flank of War Rats, and not particularly buffed, so they won't be able to go too far through this doorway, picking from the combo as well towards the source side, and I think they're just kind of peeking and prodding, trying to see what opportunities they do have. Window isn't really sticky by the defending side, so, could see just a big bomb through there. There's a lot of different things they could be doing. They're just quite sure what they're feeling.
For now, both teams incredibly careful about it, incredibly maybe scared as well to some extent, just to not try to make a mistake here. This is the last map, after all, of this game, and already both teams have shown that they can certainly clean up when anything starts here, so small chances taken as a single sack right now. Black trying to take some position here towards Cheese, tries to distract some people, tries to hit some rockets onto the scouts here as well. 1-2 Sauer finds the kill quicker. Strife sneaks up behind with that, but not in time with the distraction. Will not be able to do much with it in the end, and it's just 1 HP in the backlane. Completely stuck. Tries to somehow salvage it in any capacity, and somehow almost lives that too.
Okay. Alright, a little bit spooky. I kind of was worried he wouldn't die, but that's actually going to be an 18-second spawn on him, so players will be down for a while. Oh, Vorabase just kind of ran forward, surely gonna die as well. Yeah, will get cleaned up. Zoid is now actually finding himself basically surrounded by the entirety of the Russian team. Everyone's just kind of walking forward, but then the second everyone goes behind them, they're distracted. Okay, they have that frag. The Russians just, I don't know, they need to either go forward, get this Uber forced out. Yep, they've done exactly that. They do basically sacrifice Tippy for it. For about a 60% better Uber, but they don't have a scout with them. This is a little bit bizarre. I'll be honest, they're not really securing any frags, they're not really doing anything crazy. Somehow the soldier does get nursed, but then they lose their own medic and it's just scrappy fights everywhere again.
I mean, it's just, again, priorities for Boras just being scrambled, one player behind, just awkwardly make them have to choose between, do we want to deal with the players forward or the one behind, and the one scout with the medic shows the player behind, lets the bomb happen, gets the medic killed here in the end, but both medics going down, Legatus also dying here in the end. It might just be better for deputies in the end here, all things considered.
It's just, yeah, everyone's just running at each other. Absolutely running at each other. War Rats, doing worse running at people just then, as they lose 3 players. Warbay on mid, basically solo, but, the sheer threat of this man just standing there like, grrr. I'll get you, you know? It'll be, yeah, basically gets control here. Demo, I believe, yes, just about doesn't get the forward spawn, but Black is heavy. He's hiding lower. He's going to be, not even pick up the scout. Ah, that's sad.
I was almost questioning Warway actually leaving the corner there, so that kind of felt very wrong given the situation at hand. He had no health. Luckily gets saved by his teammates there, so it doesn't matter too much in the end. And in fact, his teammates are now trying to make up for that by just going all the way into second, and that is certainly working, I believe, pretty well. They are still up on numbers, and that's probably good enough to take it.
Yep, looks like it will be. Players still be down for another 7 seconds. I don't think anyone inside the Russians is going to be too keen to keep going forward, because they're just about getting their own Uber. Yeah.
Okay, sorry for the interruption there with the laugh, but Pub's mode was asking for an arrow, was literally pressing E and cheese. Then the moment it gets fired, he strafes left and misses.
It's, you know.
Oh, the small things.
It's a cruel world. Alright, headshots ringing out. Strife picking up Life very easily, so gets himself a bit more of an opportunity. We do see actually all the hills staying close, so this is a little bit scary for the Russians. Kind of just want to see if they can back out right now, because anyone could just kind of jump in a little bit for free as they get this rotate. They lose another player as well. Oh, this is so scary. They're so, like, they're even losing players towards lower as well. They're so lucky to not get forced there.
Okay, here's how this, here's the tricky part now. Do you actually push with this though on Warrat's part, is the question now, however. This is 2 pigs and they're already up again.
Oh, okay. Everyone's just jumping in, and Nurse just gets 2 rockets directly to the base, drops the Uber from like the second soldier. That was like the second soldier that just jumped in like randomly solo doing whatever. Somehow it just works. Uber does get used to the Russian. Strife trying to deal with this point, actually trying to win this little 1v1 to try and keep his team in it, but Vorbe gets the health back and he's like, no, not happening. Black going down to an arrow on last. Russians getting themselves around, getting themselves in the driver's seat again, 2-1. There's still 16 minutes left in the game. This is so stressful.
Well, such is life in Snake Water. You decide to push out of last, and sometimes that's just the end of it.
Okay. Alright. Taking a minute just to breathe. We do see another mid-fight, another opportunity for crazy situations. Obviously, if you're, you know, if you're the main caller for War Rats right now, you're like, boys, come on. We need to get back in this. We need to at least get some kind of little equalizer, keep this on a level playing field, deal with some of this Russian aggression, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now by soldiers landing very deep again, cleaning the Demo and Medic, as just seems to be like what they're so good at. It is hills on the side of the Russians, not so many fragging players. Black does get fantastic little rockets there, getting the jugglers as well, all on Vorbe on a 1 versus 2. The scouts aren't quite playing together, but it doesn't matter because, yeah, he's just going to back out. He's going to go for the not feed.
Alright, not a huge mid-win for Warrats, but it's good enough, and certainly one they desperately need here still to come back. Halftime just about reached here. Strife capped the point just now, as well as all the spawns come in. With forwards as well, just barely on Josters and the rest of them, so getting this one just forward quickly here, and now it's just a matter of taking it from here. They don't really have advantage at all to speak of, so this is going to be a tough one as the scouts. Vorbe just trying to sneak up on them, doesn't quite get the better of them this time, and that will certainly matter. The question is if it matters because it wasn't a medic dying, or it doesn't matter because they take a chance with the 1 down here. Given the sniper, I would highly be surprised if they really take too much of a chance here, but maybe they just try to walk this forward anyway.
You know, my question is, do you think it's like the War Rats kind of gimmick to just always have a sniper? They just rotate who the sniper is. That seems to be like the gimmick.
That's just a matter of the first one on spawn will just get the sniper class here, I guess, and if it works, then probably gonna keep doing it.
Why not? Why not? Very nice little headshot, takes down the scout, forces the rest of these Russian players all the way back to last. Strife, he's on a little mission right now. He's like, alright boys, I'll have a little look towards lower as well, charting up a shot. See, he does have the angle possibly to get us a little bit of a kneecap on his medic, and I don't think his medic is, I'll be honest. Alright, they do have a sniper of their own. He's gonna be buffed up. Strife's gonna be like, nah, I get a cheeky little buff before I do anything. Oh, he's not.
That's an AFK double man right there.
Huh.
And they're just into this too. They're just trying to make this around immediately, and they know that the cap time can be sketchy for the Russians, so they're trying to use it immediately. And no one's with the medic, and just has to go back to heal people. That's point time right there, and that might just matter now that he was off everyone just swarming on it, but that's easy damage for Warrats.
What? That's weird. That's weird. I honestly thought they threw that completely by like flashing the scout like 2 more times when they were trying to cap the point. It didn't matter. The Russians really need to like work on their like last holds in these dodgy little trades. Like they can just chill out so much. Like they don't need frags all the time. Like focus the point every now and then. But yeah, okay, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter if it's classy, easy, whatever, smooth. This is gonna be 2-2 equalizing a round's effort. Woolrats this time, Light's gonna be going behind all the way through the enemy kitchen nice and early. Now once again they're gonna combine to try and get onto Nurse. Nurse with a nice little surf all the way towards top. Very, very clean. Basically allows their team to pick up both soldiers and that scout now as well. That is a very, very easy mid for them.
Yeah, that's just gonna make it really tough for deputies now. They keep their medic alive, which is obviously good, but once again, we're just in a position where they're stuck on last once more, and Woolrats seems to have gotten the better hang so far of these stalemate situations here to slowly but truly work away at them. And if this once again goes to touch the last point, it's going to be difficult once they get there. So Woolrats probably going to take their time to make another play sticky. Here comes the bomb in already, looking to be trying to catch them before the gun is up. We'll only find a spy. Dippy will actually reveal himself there as well, just to make sure the medic will have a chance on living, but with that, the spy has been blown as well. It covers out, and we're just back to standard classes here.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, 12. I was going to say 12 seconds. 12 minutes left on the clock, so still a lot of time to play with. Very much getting to that kind of opportunity whenever it's equal, and you know the timer does start ticking down. You know, people are hyper aware at this point of making any kind of weird little mistakes, any kind of dumb things, throwing away opportunities. Black is going to be returning on sniper. For, it is the house words of Woolrats. There must always be a sniper on Snakewater.
Alright, we'll see how this goes. The sniping even has worked so far. Not this time around, however. At least I get the counter-frag. I suppose it's worth something here, but the sniping certainly found its way pretty quickly there with one who's just going deep.
Oh, we do see... Finally, okay, I'm glad they have been listening to us. Yeah, we do see a pyro, the former Dippy's gonna be checking for any kind of spies, anything like that, and just kind of live his life. In fairness, there's a lot you can do with pyro. You just get a buff, you right-click rockets away, and you just buy basically infinite space for your soldiers.
I mean, we'll see if they can take the opportunity here with that, but at the moment it's just like nothing much happening. Deputies, I mean, as funny as the pyro can be on this point, it's just so hard to get anything going out to this last point here quickly and easily. Unlikely to really see anything escalate all too quickly here, unless they're just really, really caught unaware. I like the spy at one time, but none of that to be seen just now, of course.
Alright, we do see a little bit of aggression from the flank of Woolrats going all the way towards his left-hand side. Spamming long-range rockets, the pyro's just been aware that, yep, I can reflect those, so going to start clicking that. But they have so much space for Black right now. It's going to be shot-ups and body shots, not quite hitting anything too much. They've not really got their heals there, so... Ooh, nice little arrow is going to keep Black alive, but they kind of need more support for this sniper who's going to keep on peeking. Yeah, like, he's just going to get chased down. This is really, really dodgy. Now the scouts are trying to commit off it as well. Only now do the heals come in. So, they've kind of traded things out just a little bit. There's someone getting a soldier dumb. Don't tell me that this can't blast again. What are they doing? The Russians have lost 3 players. They've lost 4 players. How do they lose their demo there? Now their entire Uber's just sitting on point. It's just about to fade. They're just going to get annihilated. And Alright, just capping it out. Like, they cannot let these players just walk in right inside. Like,
it's just such a common mistake to see in so many divisions still as well, even towards the higher ones, where people are just conditioned to never want to use so much that you just see them walk in, and the first instinct is just to, like, not engage at all, to the extent that your flank, definitely trying to force, will just die, and if they don't hit the good shots there, it is just such a struggle to just play us down already, and this is just drowned right there because of it. They just were not willing to take the fight there.
No, exactly. You can't spend your entire game being like, I'll never use Uber, because guess what? All your players will die. Whatever. Another mid where we see deep soldiers. The pipes actually coming out is going to be so crucial. That soldier just about didn't do enough, but the pipes combining is going to be very good. Russians in a comfortable position, draws all the way towards the rest of the team. He's actually getting so much damage. Somehow not actually securing a frag at all. The rollers so close. How does that work so well?
If only he reloaded the sticky there, that might have actually worked too. But the pipe instinct is coming through once again, and you need the 100. 50 isn't good enough, even though the medic goes on 20. And that's just not cutting it here, and this is gonna be tough now. Woolrats with the lead for just a second might just lose it immediately too if deputies can just play this well here. Certainly gonna not be free, of course, with a heavy and a gun here, but they've done it before. What's to say they can't do it again?
No, absolutely. They will be going all the way towards lower, both scouts and a demo coming in a little bit late. The demo actually Doesn't even get to shoot a sticky at this gun. They've just walked all the way forward, taking down that gun, taking down that demo. Good stuff. The point is a little bit open. They still need to secure just a few of these frags. This should be looking pretty good. Actually, the hills. I say that. The hills is just running forward, going for the source. What is happening? What is happening? How is this working so well? It's on the demo versus the soldier. They're missing. They're both just missing. The demo's all the way towards point. Can they get there in time? They can't. What? What am I looking at, Dum? Try and explain to me. You're the big brain at how these other divisions work. What am I looking at?
I mean, the play is if you kill them with the sword, you have the health to live another person trying to shoot you when they spawn. So that was certainly just the only correct play to make for Demo. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're right. You're making me feel just incredibly dumb at this point. Right, 7 minutes 30 on the clock. Once again, Russian soldiers, they're just like, I see enemy, I jump at enemy, I kill medic. Fantastic. They've both gone down once again. War Rats are in a position to try and play around. I was going to say their own hills. Their own hills have now gone down. Yeah, no, that was the first one to go down. I'm getting stressed out. Right. Russians did not win that mid. Let's just take it as that, shall we?
A little bit so late there for the medic too. I want to do note really fast that my 5-6 prediction doesn't look too bad right now. How it's been going. We still have a couple of minutes left to go here. Certainly not impossible at this rate. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if EOT wants to win, they need a mad one right now. Nurse will obviously have some advantage out of this, and it's nice at the very least to not say that disadvantage here, or even just, you know, you have before them, but it's hardly playable, especially if people just die to random snipers.
That's true. Nice little headshot. You know, credit where it's due. You know, the issue is now, Black's died. It's like, oh dear, I'll have to spawn a sniper again. You know, pretty unfortunate. The Russians actually seem to want to try and peek in with their flank. We do see the soldier jumping all the way towards point, getting good damage towards Nurse, but then that the headshot!
Who cares what damage? 150 will just kill her anyway. Meanwhile, Black tripped over his keyboard and landed on his spike key as well, and now they have to make do with this as well while they're down a medic.
Oh my god, somehow Zoid just jumps directly onto last. Oh my god, okay, so they give up some cap time there. Black basically has no HP, but is still just, you know, invisible, living his life all the way towards lower. They're leaving a soldier all the way towards last. No, Black doesn't get this. No! He gets it! He's capping straight towards last. Do they get...
Oh no.
That's insane! The Russians just must stack that second point enough, and now this is actually possibly everything. They need to just roll this all the way. They have the Uber, they're ready to go, they have the player advantage, every little advantage, apart from Vorobek just throwing his life away, like, whatever. And the Uber gets used on nothing.
There's a universe, there's some parallel universe where that's just won them the game, and I want to live in that one instead.
That's insane. Why are the Russians just throwing both their scouts away? They're still trying to cap the second point. They're
so weak,
super weak. Yeah, like Volrat are just walking in.
And the two
and it's... Oh my god. It's not making any sense. It's not making any sense. Okay, Warrats will reclaim control of the midpoint. They're about to have their own Uber. They need to wait, get this Uber. No one else feed, because License jumps in, gets one rocket, gets a second. Just about hitting that direct onto Nurse. For God's sake, someone play around your medic.
Black was in prime position as well to just completely munch the entire combo, but no one really was willing to push with him while he was behind through window. And that's just not going to get anything in the end. Trades here too, and this is just full cleanup for the Russians in the end.
Oh, it should be. It should be just so easy. Like, it's going down as well. Droz is the only surviving player on the side of Warrat. Nurse only now getting these forward spawns. Actually, nah, yeah, we'll just go for that back spawn. I was going to say, the worst thing now.
Why is Droz pulling up 2 sticky traps? That's not going to kill anything.
Just don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. You know, the only answers I have is that Russians have Uber and they are ready to go. 4 minutes left on the clock. A round right now would be very welcome. Uber coming all the way through lower. This time Demo actually gets a little flash, which is nice. Going to be taking down this gun. Actually, the NG is just going to be changing off. They're going to be going all the way towards this Demo man. So no stickies towards point. They can start playing towards point if they can take some decent kind of position. But actually the flank basically goes in and kind of gets nuked by these Warrats players. Suddenly, it's a Demo jumping in all solo to try and get onto Nurse. Doesn't hit the pipes though.
Oh, is Udyard going to try grabber? No, but thought about it maybe and just stays in too long in the end by not doing it. And it's just going to go down even later because of that. No funny back half, not even living at the end. It's going to be tough right now. These sacking players might not go and get the medic here, but they're only thinking about it. They're not doing it just yet.
No, Light has jumped in once again. Nice little rocket, nice little surf. Nurse escaping with her life and that 70-ish% Uber advantage. Oh, the next soldier is again, living in a world of optimism. Goes straight up and then he goes straight down. No soldiers defending at all now. So it's going to be very, very limited spam. As long as they're aware of their scout, who also seems to want to feed one by one. This is, I mean, if you're a War Rats player, this is just everything you want. Like, yeah, dude, keep feeding into us one by one. Let's go straight to your last.
I don't even understand how Vorobay got past a soldier that was body blocking the entire window, but okay. Somehow sneaks past that, just shortens his model somewhere and gets past him. Still, Deputies gets all the way into second already, and it's very much don't look to have to use for this either, which is great news. They are probably still finding themselves in a position where this is just Uber for Deputies on last now, which is going to be a little bit annoying, but they have a couple more seconds, minutes even to go around.
They're going to push this. They pushed like 50%, you know, equal, like it's, yeah, like they're just going around and Uber is getting used. We do see Uber being used directly outside of the spawn door as well. Surely there's no way, but the Russians are just making it work somehow again. Players are moving towards this point. They have a spy. I have no idea why that is. War Rats are just standing on the point. 4-3, 2 minutes 15 left on the clock. Is this how the Russians lose it?
I mean, it's like a reasonable assumption to make by War Rats that the hold is weakest when it's just starting. Like the NG at most will barely be setting up the gun right now. Maybe a heavy comes out of spawn the second they push in, but might not be with the medic in time. In this case, even better, someone just thought about off-classing, and it's just the worst timing imaginable for the side of Deputies here, and this is just everything they wanted, like you said.
It's basically perfect. War Rats need to keep holding on. 1 minute 50 is all they need to weather the Storm Soldier. Going in deep, not getting these frags. Nurse playing such a fantastic little bait position, just like, no, I'm going to stand inside of doorways, and then just walks into a scout to get 2 shot. That's a throw. Dippy's just getting another as well. Oh my god.
Strife swung his sword at Dippy and misses, and then walks into a wall and still gets the kill. Somehow that's allowed to happen.
This is insane. This is insane. Strife actually gets in onto the medic as well, securing things there as well. He wants to keep going for this demo man, and he somehow gets him. No more.
Englishman literally too angry to lose.
That is actually insane. And now, like, that was looking so good. The Russians were going to have the Uber advantage. Now, they don't have anything at all. There's a gun going up all the way at last. War Rats just have no interest in second at all. All they want to do is defend their own last point. And the Russians basically have to go off Uber. They need to get all their players, get the hills, and just get in.
Hi, ETF2L admins, if you're listening. Please ban Strife from the low division finally. Thank you. Sincerely, a concerned citizen. This cannot be allowed to happen any longer. This man is bragging about this on Twitter, like, to people that don't know what divisions are.
It's a division. What is a division, you know? Right, we do see Russians 36 seconds left on the clock. Boys, we need to start going. You can't let Nurse get this Uber. Left side would be the logical play to make, for that is considerably more open. But they're just kind of panicking a little bit. They do have the crit screen. They're going to go all in. Eggs in one basket. Crit is going to get used all there towards drop down. That first sticky. Not quite going to get... Nurse just about uses. Now 16 seconds. Weathering the storm. That's all they need. And, yep, this is it. 2 players already gone down. This is looking so good. These Russians are getting picked apart all on this one medic, and it will not be enough. Somehow, after that entire best of 3, War Rats going to be coming away with a big old W. Finding themselves grand champions alone.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly impressive, especially given how the first map went. Just like such a dominant performance by Deputies here at the beginning, but they're just not able to keep it going until the very end. And that's, I mean, as heartbreaking as it is, it's honestly also impressive from War Rats at the same time to make it like back all this way here to a performance like this and just clinch it out when it matters.
Holla. That was kind of wild, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. Give me some in-depth analysis about anything that happened there. That was wild. This is why, honestly, like, low division grand finals are like nuts. They're absolutely nuts.
I mean, yeah, I don't even know what to talk about. There's so much happened this game. There's just everything at once just happening here in this match, in this map alone. I mean, what else can you ask for, right? We've seen a little bit of everything. Some playmates, some exciting action, some clip moments, some throws, some hero moments, drama, everything in one match. You probably jokingly said this is a game of the season, but it might actually be up there now.
It was wild. Do you want to take a second to breathe, relax? You know, we looked at all the other numbers. I feel like we could look at some quick numbers just as people, you know, calm down. do their own thing. The big thing, which is standing out to me, is not to inflate the ego of a scout main anymore. Strife did kind of it was racking up some big numbers. It was big numbers in the second game, equaled by I believe it was Dippy on the Russian side. But then this map definitely very, very impactful player, and you could see like the difference about halfway through the game when it came to the effectiveness of these soldier bombs on the Russian side. It like just completely changed.
Yeah, I mean, Strife's good and all, but we've seen him win low before, so this is nothing new for the viewers at home. Let's talk about some of the other people here that people might not be all too aware of. Like Zoid was, I mean, this is not pretty logs in theory, but also played Roma, so... Oh no, Pocket actually, yes, it's just, I mean, soldier logs in 2020, I guess, in general. Will be doing that to you. I think it was one of the newer names to me, at least, and I mean, most people probably know that I watch a lot of lower divisions, so that was like the probably newest name to me on this team here, and just played a really good game overall.
Fair play, fair play. I feel like most people kind of had their little moments of glory through. I think pretty much everyone, everyone had something exciting happening that game. So yeah, credit where it's due. Even if you're on the side of the Russians, obviously, after first map they're probably feeling pretty confident. Then losing, next few maps super close. Still very, very good performance, especially considering the issues they had leading up to the game.
Yeah, I mean, not winning is upsetting, of course, but ultimately there's always a next season. Next year, at some point, March, I believe, roughly, is when you have to expect the next season. There's Christmas break until Pagan Christmas, and then Highlander. So yeah, it's roughly March, end of February, maybe. So when you can expect the next season. And I mean, just because he's second doesn't mean you can't move up. In fact, we're much encouraged to. In fact, admins will probably force you to move up anyway. And then you will just have to see how they perform with more competition on this level here. There certainly will just be more games like this in the future for all teams involved, and I think that's just a good thing for everybody here.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. You know what? I think I'm pretty happy to kind of call things there. That was a great game. I wouldn't want to dampen it anymore with any more, I don't know, idiot words coming out of
I guess one thing though is really fast, just there's more games to come here. This is a busy week. I can see tomorrow we might actually have to scramble some plans. Mid is already scheduled, but they also moved the Div 1 game at the same time, so I have to see if we can move some people to that one. It will be hard for us to find producers, I think, but maybe we can make it happen that both games get covered. Otherwise, I'll just move you and run them over to Div 1 instead and just do mid by myself, I guess, or something like that. We'll see if we have people around. That's tomorrow, mid and Div 1. We'll cast guaranteed one of them. Stay tuned on TFTV which one it will be, and then for the rest of the week coming up, Div 2, Prem, and Open are still left to be played. I believe Open is on Monday, actually, I'm not sure, and Prem is on Wednesday. I think Div 2 might be on Tuesday, so we actually might just have a busy week, but nothing double-headed. I need to double-check. Just tune in the future and check TFTV, tf.gg, I guess, in your browser to quickly check tomorrow when matches are scheduled and when you can expect to see the rest of playoffs here.
Right on. That's going to be all we have for the night. Catch you guys next time for more hot TF2 action.